Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to Saturday Horror. Today I have a special surprise for you. It is the continuation of a horror game that I did a year ago called Perseverance Part 1. This is Perseverance Part 2. If you haven't taken a look at Perseverance Part 1, I would recommend that you do that first because this is a sort of an episodic drama and it would definitely help for you to know what's going on in the story before you watch this one. I will have episode 1 in the description down below so that you can see it. It was about an hour and a half, I think, for the entire episode, and it was really good. I was pretty excited. I'm kind of sad that it took a year for part 2 to come out, but I'm still excited to see where part 2 leads. So without further ado, let's hop into Perseverance Part 2. I can see him. I've got him in my crosshairs now. Did you take wind into account, the fallout of the bullet? Yes, obviously. Shoot. The bullet thuds perfectly into the target, the center of the shield hanging a few hundred feet away on another skyscraper. It's that simple. Dave, so why do I have to fight? I can take anyone down that way. You can, but it's not an achievement. You have to show respect. You have to show respect, he says. Turn down the volume just a little bit. I usually like to because it's usually much louder than my voice. I don't know why. Alright, so I guess we're starting a new game. Let me make sure there's nothing else in here that I might want to change. Looks like we're in 4K resolution. Good to go. This game may contain content not appropriate for all ages. When you plan a murder, the night is usually your ally. Honest citizens sleep in their beds. Only a few keep watch. It's easy to fool alarms or security systems. All you need is the right equipment. It's worse with people. There's no room for mistakes here. Fortunately, there are sub-caliber ammunitions and silencers. Together, they are no louder than a sneeze. My target is a cold-hearted son of a bee, a drug boss who is directly responsible for the deaths of several good Chicago cops. Indirectly, due to his contaminated meth, rich kids were dying by the dozens. Not that I'm particularly crying for them, but someone high up didn't like it very much. He'd be in for years of legal hell, hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees, and no one could give a guarantee that they would get him out from that. But this way, one shot, and there's no more problem. I made sure he was alone. His lover lay tied up in the apartment he'd thought were his trysts, their little nest of love. The wife and kids were in Florida on vacation. One shot. Dang, you give me a choice this early in the game? I mean, he's a drug dealer, his wife's on vacation, ain't nobody else in the house. Bye. It jammed. Always at the least opportune moment. All I have left is the knife. The creak of the door, but there shouldn't be anyone here. I checked it myself. Paralyzed with fear, I slowly turned my head. Friday, 1805 roadside. Again that memory. That damn mansion. I was there again. Events from years ago, vivid as ever. I take another pill. It should help, at least for a while. I have medication for no more than 2 days. Without them, I am powerless. I can't fight off the nightmares. Lately, they've been coming back more often. Same one every time. The cigarette tastes pleasant, but that's due to the air in Grayville. Fresh, saturated with the smell of resin, different from what I remembered from the city. A nice change from the stuffy freeway parking lots. A small country town, a runaway girl, and me. If If I had to describe myself in one word, it would be hunter. A headhunter for the agency, for the dirty work which I have plenty of. Just a while ago, I was pursuing a young drug trafficker in Alaska who had driven there all the way from New Mexico. But today it was determined that a woman named Jane was much more important. What do I know about her? Not much. She escaped from a medical lab. What kind? Strictly confidential. Karen, you don't need to know. Anyway, the girl was valuable enough to have a tracking device implanted under her skin. Intriguing. Usually such tests are carried out on people who don't care for a living, but do care about the extra money. Well, in exchange for a few days, maybe weeks of testing medical preparations, you can get quite a large sum of money. Perfect opportunity for those who have been thrown off track by life. I know from experience they usually take junkies, homeless, and victims of fate. Usually nobody cares about them, but with her it's different. Not only does she have a tracker, but they also brought me out here to track her down. So much trouble for an ex-junkie. Well, I'm not going to be picky, since this is an opportunity to get absolution from my sins. How's it going, Karen? Dave, he shouldn't be here. No, he isn't here. I'm managing quite well. Remember what I taught you? Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. The first rule is always have a plan for every situation. Very good, Miss Stamp. And he disappeared. A ghost from the past, an ex-mentor. He was here. It was just my disturbed... He wasn't here. It was just my disturbed psyche. What was I supposed to do? He reminded me of the plan. Why? Instantly, Grayville no longer appeals to me, and still have half a cigarette left. It was another hallucination. I take deeper breaths of the forest air. It seems that my head is not doing well, not a good sign for the rest of the journey. These hallucinations, I can't get rid of them, even though I really want to. I reach into the truck for the locator. In short, the device has several miles of range and shows how close the transmitter is. Just one of the agency's toys. Useful equipment. The buzzing snaps me out of my thoughts about the gadget, and I look at the phone. A familiar number. It's them. I better answer it, or maybe... Yeah, let's pick it up. Stamp. What is the status? I located the girl. I located Jane, proceeding with extraction. I lie, yes, but I really need that little victory right now. Anyway, what comes next? I know that I can handle it. Great work, Stamp. Confirm target security and you'll receive further instructions shortly. Further instructions? I think I'll be staying in Grayville a little longer than I thought. Do I have everything? Equipment, identities, locator, knife, medication? Should I get them to refill before I leave? Planning, Karen. Remember the first rule. With a snap, I bring the locator display to life. Jane was here somewhere, and she should fall right into my hands soon. There will be no escape from this. I am too good. A quick job and back to normalcy at the agency. I will regain my position. I will confirm that Karen's Stamp is reliable. I won't disappoint them again. No need to waste my time here. I run my finger over the combat knife laying next to me. As always, yes, that's the reason Dave keeps showing up in my head. And his damned rules. A past teacher, a savior. I get lost sometimes in who Dave really was to me. But I know how much I owe him. All my skills, where I am, who I am, everything. Long training, getting me off the street. Whatever he saw in me, he took the time to make me his copy. Does he regret it? If only I hadn't messed up then, but I guess I tend to mess things up. It's not a good trait, sadly. The combat knife, last gift from Dave. We count the hunter's efficiency and the distance between us and the target. Anyone can kill with a rifle and a scope. Those were the words of Dave, the master. The tracker beeps. Jane is here somewhere, only a few miles away. I can almost smell her, like a hound dog. I push harder on the gas. Down to the bottom, the engine roars louder. The phone is buzzing again. An unknown number. Restricted. I haven't given this number to anyone, and I'm sure it's not the agency either. Hello. Karen, you know where you'll end up, girl. In hell. That's where you belong. You can't escape the truth. I know that voice very well. It's the voice of someone I feared the most in the world. So much, though, that I still have marks on my ankles and thighs from failed escape attempts. I peek at the call history, no sign of this strange conversation. Oh, Karen. Friday, 1832 at the petrol station. I almost reached the location. The tracker shows that Jane is somewhere here, very close. A gas station appears in front of me, neglected. It almost looks like an abandoned one, dusty and disgustingly dirty. I shudder. The owner had to come to terms with the fate of being a small-town oil supplier and a long time ago. He doesn't seem to have much hope for this place. But what's Jane doing here? There is a man standing at the dispenser from a distance. He looks disgusting to me. Greasy hair, sloppy clothes, covered in stains. In one word, disgusting. I think I have an eye for detail, and I absolutely know that a book should not be judged by its cover. Hey, doll, you got a cigarette? I ran out of mine. I hesitate, but only for a moment. I give him one of mine. I have less than half left. He inhales, nodding his head. Oh, you're a lifesaver. It's nothing. I'm waiting for the owner, but I don't think I'll see him. What are you doing here, doll? Visiting? I love the mountains. Just business. Let's do, just business. No, just business. Well, what exactly is there to do in our beautiful Grayville? Don't tell me, I guess. Yes, you sell carpets, but it's a cover for a double agent. How am I doing? I froze. This joke was dangerously close to the truth. Perfectly on point. Oh, great. I won't tell anyone. Shh. I'll give you cigarettes back soon. He left. Well, what a weird man. His clothes, his manner. Something is wrong here. He looks like a scruffy goofball, but I feel like he's just acting. The secret agent joke, he was trying to break the ice. Normal people would laugh, but me, not necessarily. What catches my eye from the start are the tribal amulets hanging from the ceiling. Is the owner a lover of local history? There's not a soul in here. I'll have to save my questions for later. No sign of Jane, nor anyone behind the counter. Just a spot for some petty cash for shopping if anyone would stop by. I see plenty of ammunition, a weapon on the wall. I can't wait to meet this man. Meanwhile, there is still the unresolved issue of my target. Since Jane isn't here, maybe. There are bathrooms for travelers. Could she be hiding there? I'll have to check it out. Is anyone here? The tracker shows that I'm almost by Jane, but I can't spot anyone. Need to sweep the place thoroughly, inch by inch. The girl was definitely here. If she's not here now, then she must have left something behind. Perhaps the owner can tell me more when he gets back. Wait, what actually happened here? Is this her blood or some random junkies? No one could have been here except her. Jane, what have you done? From the outside comes the hum of an engine, gravel crunches under tires, and the door slams audibly. Someone arrives at the station. I only have a moment, but that should be enough for me to look around. Maybe I can find something helpful here. Trash can, boots, glass, sink. Let's take a look at the trash can. Looks like there's some good stuff in there. I crouch by the bin and push aside the trash. Next to a used condom laying here for far too long, I find a tattered notebook. I wipe the cover from the junk. It just looks simple and usual. The cheerful pink mouse grinning from the cardboard cover reminds me of my own childhood. I always wanted to have one, but in the orphanage there was no room for frills in the eyes of the virtuous sisters. Luxuries always led to sin. On impulse, I open the first page. The writing looks shaky, but I am able to read the owner's name, Jane. Next thing, there are short entries, description of fears. I'll keep this diary. Maybe I'll find a moment to glance through it later. Let's take a look at the boots. The heels lying on the floor look so unreal, as if they were taken from a fairy tale. But this unfortunate girl couldn't leave them here. The lab didn't give heels to female patients. The woman who left them here must have had an interesting story to tell, too. Maybe someday I'll hear it. Let's take a look at the sink. Disgusting, stinky boogers and bits of hair successfully discouraged me from further investigation. But, well, in this job, there's not really a way out. Trying to overcome my repulsion, I carefully dive to the bottom of the sink with my hand wrapped in a tissue. Bingo, a torn piece of skin attached to some oval device. The signal receiver squeaks like crazy. I have Jane's tracker in front of me. She ripped it out of herself. She knew she would be hunted. There were quite a lot of things in this story that didn't seem to work out right from the start, and the agency, in its graciousness, didn't bother to lighten the situation for me. Heck, the mission just got complicated. The situation went from bad to worse. Jane knows she's being hunted. I have no idea where the girl might be hiding now. What is she so afraid of? So far, 1 point for the little junkie. Not a very optimistic outcome. Hey, what are you doing here? This small-town cop is the last person I was hoping to run into. A bathroom in blood, a transmitter remnant in hand, and a stranger's face in town. Not much played in my favor. How about you? What about me? The police station is nearby. Grayville is a small town. You come to the sleazy to do your business? No kidding. What the sheriff sent me for is my business. He found a girl, and it's not your business. Wow, Miss Stamp, you're doing great. Another clue fell into your hands all by itself. There's someone behind the counter. I see movement. I know where Jane is. Just, I may have a chance to accidentally find out something interesting. Alright, I'm going over there. Who do my eyes see? A big, muscle-bound salesman. Maybe a little younger than me, but doesn't matter. No, I'd munch on him if I didn't have to take care of that damn Jane. He smiles at me. That's a good sign. His skin is slightly red. The hanging amulet's probably a family heirloom. He reminds me of the chiefs I read about when I was a little girl. Hey, how can I help you? Let's see. Let's do, I'm looking for the girl the sheriff took. You know, I have a question. I'm looking for the girl the sheriff took. Can you tell me how she behaved? Oh, yeah, I saw Jill. Well, I don't know who she is to you, but it didn't look good. She couldn't say a word. Drugged, yet conscious enough to snatch the tracker. Interesting. Still under the influence. In a terrible condition. She was shaking. She had saliva in the corners of her mouth, and those eyes. I've never seen anything like them. Nice amulets. Do they mean something? Honestly, I don't know everything about it myself. Memorabilia from an uncle who ran the station before. Somehow, I just don't have the heart for it, you know, Grayville. It's not New York, I see, but you're here nonetheless. There's a lot to talk about, but enough about me. What are you doing here? Tell me, I have the time. Actually, I came in from the bathroom, but if you would like to tell me a story, why not? Confessing your problems to a stranger woman? Why not? In a nutshell, it's debts, the death of my father, a fight with my brother, and here I am. In fact, he seems sad. I sympathize. I'm not going to tell you that it will get better. See, you have some interest in guns. You know, I see you have some interest in guns. Is this all yours? You know a thing or two? Yes, I wanted to join the police force. Would you like to show me? He hands me a half-inch gun, a solid weapon, perfect for taking down an elephant. Useless for precision shooting. The recoil tires the muscles too quickly. I, however, nod my head with appreciation. I see him smiling. A sweet little puppy. I could spank him. Cool stuff, really sturdy and solid. A gift from my uncle. In fact, I got the whole station from him. It doesn't look very spectacular. Business is going poorly, huh? Grayville is dying, slowly because people are too proud to pack up and leave. And I have a family debt. I have to stay. Although, it doesn't make sense, right? None whatsoever. You know what? Once that base was built, people thought that jobs would come back, but since the highway was built, it's been bad. They didn't come back, did they? You can't even clean up there. Those dang eggheads, you know, I was walking back to the station. I saw one. He was driving from here. Strange. So you're saying there are scientists there? Why? A military base, white coats, top secret. Girl, even after a couple of drinks, they don't run their mouth. Sometimes at night, some trucks go there and buses with dark windows. All right, this is concrete. A secret lab used to secretly deliver people. I'm chasing a girl who escaped from such a facility. I'll give my head that I know from which one. I thank him, and I'm getting ready to leave. I will stop by here when I get back. Take care. He smiles and raises his hand in goodbye. Find and export. No time for local cuties. I move on, leaving the backwater station behind. Dozens of thoughts swirl in my head. I know what to do now. I must find the sheriff's office. It shouldn't be far. I thought I would go faster with this girl, especially after finding her tracker, and now I'm not so sure. Grayville from a distance looks like a poop hole. Dreadful, devoid of life. This town is dying, poisoned by the highway. I look at my watch, the hour of the report. I finally have some good news. I stop the car and light up a cigarette. This will help. It always helps. This is Stamp reporting. What is the status of the mission? I talked to the station owner. She removed the tracker. The sheriff took her away. I didn't have any problems. Do you need any data about the sheriff? Sure, give me what you got. What do we have on him? Not much. He moved to Grayville from Santa Monica, California. Willingness to gamble and take some risks. High self-esteem. Potentially dangerous, prone to corruption. Thanks. Keep us updated. There's no need for further delay. What do I know at this point? It's time to put all the information together. There isn't a lot of it. I know where Jane was a while ago and that the sheriff took her. Where did he take her? He has to tell me. I'm convinced it won't be that difficult. I was not especially surprised by what I heard about Grifford. I was more impressed that the agency had prepared a dossier on him at all. Were they looking for hooks? What's so special about him, or in Grayville in general? I look at the skyline of the town, a jumble of bright dots. I freeze. At night, everything seems different. The shouting, the noise, even the outlines and shapes we know during the day that become different strangers. It's as if, at night, people are intruders who trespass on land that doesn't belong to them. Into my domain, for I love the darkness. The night is my ally, my friend. We understand each other without any words. What is needed to kill a person? Someone who is a complete stranger, who's never exposed himself to anything. Anyway, not directly. I don't need much, just a gun, a silencer, although it's much better to use a knife. It shows more respect for the victim. But does the drug boss deserve it? I think not. Bullets will be just as good. I work on behalf of the agency, so I know that the decision to eliminate is not hasty. However, the benefits were judged to outweigh the potential downsides. It is better to operate outside the system than to allow a lengthy defense trial. I'm not questioning the assault on the rule of law. I'm just following orders. This guy is alone. I took care of that. One shot. We're going to try not shooting this time, since we already did this once before. I pull my finger off the trigger. Something is holding me back. Is it my subconscious? Why? I hear footsteps. No, it isn't possible. I checked. I turned around slowly. Are you the devil? Dang. The devil? That's a little bit of a stretch. The child takes a few steps towards me. I reach for the pills. I can feel my heart shaking. The nightmare came back a second time on the same day. Karen, get a grip. This is not going to end well. If you keep this up, they're going to put you in the loony bin permanently. I get behind the wheel. I feel her eyes on me, like she's looking at me from somewhere. I shudder nervously. The sooner I get out of this hole, the better. Across the street, the wind chases scraps of newspaper. The town looks run down like Bob's station. Its best years are long behind. Sad, embittered people, empty storefronts, a remnant of those people who escaped to a better life. In such places, you either accept a sad, gray future or you leave. Those who stay don't expect much. Friday, 1927, the parking lot. The building itself doesn't look too bad. Small, one-story building, such as hundreds, if not thousands, in the whole country. The glow from the windows gives it a warm hue. I can almost smell the freshly brewed coffee. I take a deep breath in my lungs, a quick conversation, and I'm gone. From a tow truck in county colors, some drifter pulls away, skinny, in a badly pressed uniform with gravy stains. Is it business, or is he trying to talk to me? Unfortunately, I'm betting on the latter. Hey, doll. Cool car. Did you get lost by any chance? Besides the macho persona, the stench of cheap cologne, yeah, he is definitely hitting on me, and it's cliche. Well, unfortunately, he's not my type. He could also ask if I fell from heaven because I look like an angel. Angel, devil, no, Karen, don't think about it. I'm looking for the sheriff. Flirt or come on, dude. You know what? I'm not a girl, but, you know, guys like it when you flirt with them. So we're going to go ahead and do some flirting. Why not? I will play his game. I playfully brush back my hair and smile, revealing my white teeth. They say I have the beauty of a movie star. Maybe. Is the sheriff here? Why, the sheriff? Brock's enough for you, Missy. Karen, you know, I need one favor from him. Whatever you want, I'll get it cheaper, or even free, if you know what I mean. Yeah, bribes. What else could I want in such a backwater? I cringe slightly. Unfortunately, I know. No, handsome, I just want to know where he took that girl from Bob's station. He freezes at the sound of the Redskins' giant name. A shared history, not a very happy one. A girl? I heard something. I'll help you when we get a date. How about that? For something that will be terribly disappointing, at most 2 minutes of fun. Sure, why not? I smile wider. He takes that as a good thing. Fine. Oh, really? Waits. He reaches for the radio and tries to call the sheriff without success. Silence on the other side. Still, the sly man tries to make up for it with a smile. He's silent, so we wait for him, right? In my car? Wait. I agreed if you help me. It didn't work out, so tough luck. That's not exactly like that. So I go inside. At least I don't have to hurt him, because no other physical activity was on the table. There's not a soul inside. Is everyone gone? The secretary's desk is empty, which isn't surprising at this hour. Of course, a pot of coffee and an open door to the sheriff's office. Since no one's going to invite me in, I'll do it myself. Guess he won't be angry that I didn't wait quietly on the waiting room bench. Not if I smile sweetly. I carefully look around the office. The sheriff likes to hunt, but that's obvious from someone who lives in a hole surrounded by woods and carries a gun every day. However, this antler doesn't look very impressive. Rather, it belonged to a sick animal, one that didn't have any strength to run away. How are you doing, Karen? Heck, Dave. Still checking up on me, huh? I need help, Dave. I'm not here. You can only imagine me in your own mind. I am as real as the shadow on the wall. Remember what I taught you, girl. Methodically, step by step, not the obvious places. What does that mean? You know, Karen. And he disappeared, a figment of my mind, stuffed with medication. The pamphlet didn't mention hallucinations. Why does he keep appearing? He'd been giving me peace for so long, an abundance of demons from the past. The girl, Dave, separate yet connected, the common denominator, Karen screwed up. Sometimes I wonder if I'm already living out my sentence. Hell is one. The demons are just different. I have much to repent for. Okay, I need to focus as long as I'm alone. Maybe I'll find something interesting. No typewriter. Instead, there was a place for a modern computer. Does the sheriff really want to keep up with modernity? I wonder how that worked out for him. What else do we have here? Picture on the wall. Let's take a look at that. Yes, the Sunshine State in its finest glory. Beautiful scenery, water, beach, and our fat sheriff. The girls don't look like daughters or granddaughters, but I'm not going to judge him. Maybe he has a great character. Guy said he had sticky fingers. Maybe some of the money was going to the female friends. For some reason, he started all over again in that hole. I guess the sheriff has a lot of love for his old days. Otherwise, he wouldn't be hanging it on the wall. It's always some kind of jumping off point in the conversation, even though I'm not a fan of the West Coast. I much prefer quieter neighborhoods. Let's take a look at the framed articles. Carefully cut newspaper articles, all framed, looks intriguing. Unsurprisingly, it's all about our host. They portray him only in a positive light. One shows him cutting the ribbon at the fair, surrounded by laughing children. Another shows him hugging the mayor. He seems to have high aspirations. The door creaks. Whew, man, that got me in real life. Like, I legit thought somebody opened the door behind me. That was a really good sound effect. Busy sifting through documents, I didn't notice anyone had arrived. I am scolding myself in my mind. Such distractions can't happen to me again. It can have really dangerous consequences. I turned back to the entrance, fixing my sleeves. Good thing I was sitting with my nose in the sheriff's stuff. I couldn't explain myself for the world. It's her again. You here? You here again? I've had enough of that pickup artist. Honestly, I'd had enough of these rude comments. I mean, how much can you... What? The guy at the tow truck kept trying to get at me in the rudest way possible. The most disgusting. Brock, just now. Yeah, him, dirty shirt, food between his teeth, same one. In amazement, I watch the girl run out of the office. Through the window, I see her catching up to the pickup artist and gesturing something. I thought she was composed. I wait a while. I feel hungry. I need a cigarette so badly, but I can't make it now. Tough luck. I hear footsteps again, and the sheriff comes in, a stocky, rubbishy man whose face might be associated with a gentle uncle. Something in his movement warns, as if he wasn't who he said he was, pretending, putting on a mask. I know how to recognize it because, well, I do it myself all the time. Now, I don't think the conversation will go smoothly at all. Excuse me, do we have an appointment? I don't think so. I need to talk to you. About what, miss? Stamp. Karen Stamp. Let's see here. Do we go with the I'm looking for my sister, intimidate him, I'm working as a private investigator, or do we ask for help? We could do this one of 4 ways. Eater, meaner, miner, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eater, meaner, miner, mo. I mean, he's corrupt. Apparently he likes to gamble. He apparently has an eye for the ladies, as the picture kind of made it seem. Let's do I need help, Sheriff. I feel like that might be a good option. Sheriff, I need help. I try to put all my grace and charm into that sentence. I playfully brush back my hair and I see him smiling. How may I help you? Just tell me. I don't know if it's appropriate to just, without clarifying the situation, I won't do much. I'm looking for one girl. Her name is Jane. I'm the only one who can help her. Why is that? It's a strange situation. There is some truth in this. I can't tell. Does it matter? Let's do does it matter. Is it that important, Sheriff? You help me and I'll return the favor. If that's the case, the girl is in the hospital, in bad shape. I send him a kiss and head for the car. It's getting dark, almost night. I need to find that hospital. There shouldn't be any trouble. I'll just take the girl and disappear. Meanwhile, someone is standing leaning against the hood of my car. Here she is again. What does she want? Hey you, I swear, for everything important in my life, this girl is starting to haunt me. What's up? I'm just leaving. Look, Brock told me something completely different, that you really wanted to meet him alone. I look around the parking lot, but no sign of the tow truck, only Chill is left. And you believe him? Oh, and you believe that? Look at me. Then look at him. Anyway, he seems to have fidelity issues. Anyway, doesn't he? Back off from us. Look, I'll be gone in a minute. I leave her flustered and slam the door. She clenches her hands into fists. If I were her, I'd have chased that pickup artist down a long time ago. Although, in a hole like Grayville, I guess there's not much choice. I start the engine, a low bass murmur tenderly caressing my ears. I step on the gas. Strange girl, she should know that her guy is courting anything that moves. It didn't look like the first time. Jane is waiting in the hospital alone. I look at my watch. I think I should call them. I have to smoke anyway. Go ahead and call. Why not? I pull over to the side of the road, reaching for my cigarette again, one of the last. I could have bought a packet back at the station outside of town, but now it's too late for regrets. This is Stamp. I'm reporting in. What's the status? She's in the hospital. This city is weird. Let's report that the city is weird. This city seems weird. What do you mean, Stamp? I get the impression that people know more than they say. It's like I'm in a net. Stamp, you can't fail this case. I get it. Agent Stamp, you have a new target. His name is Murphy Lightman, a scientist stationed at a military base in Grayville. Your task is to extract the target. He must be alive. We have a lot of questions. What about Jane? Deliver her to a set location. Our team will take her from there. Murphy is important. Agent Stamp, the previous agent who was sent on this mission, has given no sign of life. What do we know about Murphy? need more information about him. Head of research facility at a military base. High IQ, excellent in crisis situations, dangerous one. Agent stamp, extreme caution advised. Who was the other agent? It's irrelevant at this point. As always, they're mysterious and low-key. Secrets hide bigger secrets. Copy. I'm on it. I finished my cigarette. The mission, it gets more interesting. A scientist, huh? I wonder what he did to them. Kidnapping a scientist from a military base. That's high caliber. Why doesn't the agency make it more official? Through government contracts? What he was researching had to be pretty damn important. The headlights pull more pieces of forest road out of the darkness. A pleasant place, perfect for a long vacation. Darkness, peace, night. Darkness covers and wraps in anonymity. Shapes become blurred together. The imagination plays tricks. Not for me. I am perfectly capable of finding my way through the darkness. The judge, jury, and executioner entered the bar. And in fact, he was just the first client. People claim that murderers see victims' faces before they go to sleep. They cannot fall asleep, tormented by nightmares. And yet, I'm sleeping like a log. The guy looks innocent. If only I didn't know his past, full of kidnapping and extortion. I saw the graves of policemen he ordered to kill. It's time to pass judgment. Instead of a familiar cough of subcaliber ammunition, all I hear is a dry crack, a misfire. Can I reload before he wakes up? Maybe. The door creaks. Is anyone else here? That's not possible, I made sure. I turn around slowly. Are you the devil? The child takes a few steps towards me. I look at the lying gangster. His eyes are open. Suddenly, everything turns upside down. I'm lying on the ground. Again, the damn meds aren't working as they should, or perhaps something is much more wrong with me. I can already see the hospital. It looks inconspicuous, but hey, it's Grayville, not Chicago. I think I know this car from somewhere. I check my mirror to see how the lipstick lays on my lips. As impeccable as ever, Miss Stamp. It seems that I'm still relatively lucky. I park in an empty spot and get out. I rub my forehead, feeling terribly tired. I'm taking Jane's diary with me. Maybe it'll help me get along with her. I need to look through it at my leisure. Hey, I didn't expect to see you here. But wait, you're here for this girl? Yes. And you? Has something happened? No, I was visiting a friend, her husband. Long story. I'm going to get Jane. Bob. Oh, and so I thought, because you probably have some plans, I think he's up to something. Do you have any ideas? Why don't we go to a bar? You probably won't be out of this town until tomorrow anyway. Until morning anyway. Maybe. No promises. Tempting. Oh, very tempting. Except I still have that other guy, Murphy, on my mind. Although maybe Bob knows something about him. You know what? No promises. Sure. If you can make it, I'll be waiting at the bar. I'll just jump to the station. There's only one in town. I'm sure you'll get there. I have to admit, this guy really affects me a lot. The lights are on, encouraging people to visit. Hospital. I like places like cats like water. I still have vivid memories of when my parents left me for the rest of the world. I didn't remember them, maybe like through a fog. Instead, the impersonal figures of the nurses who were supposed to take care of me are clearly drawn in my head. Then they gave me to the nuns for safekeeping. And there, let's get back to more important things. I'm not leaving Grayville until I find that egghead. Standard practice in these situations includes nights in a cheap motel and cholesterol-filled diet at the neighborhood diner. And that's life. The agency. This time I clearly feel that the ground is burning under their feet. First, the aborted mission, and Jane are now cleaning up after the slip-up. They are contacting me more than usual. They care deeply, but against me, the military. If something goes wrong, I will be all alone. No one will admit to me. Speak of the devil, the phone rings again. The agency. Strange. Usually I was the one who had to call and check in at certain times. Deviation from the rules isn't a good sign. That's what I was taught. I press the green phone. It's Agent Stamp. Did you get the target? They are asking about Jane. I look up at the hospital building, so close. Maybe I should already take credit, which is actually coming soon. Not yet. I'm outside the hospital. I estimate that I will have her in 20 or 30 minutes. Agent Stamp, please hurry. We expect a report as soon as the first target is reached. I understand. Executing. I think I really need to hurry up. Something is very, very wrong here. Why can't I see the whole puzzle? Reception. It's amazing how many memories something as mundane as the simple scent of disinfectants can bring. All it takes is a deep breath, a little helpless girl pushed from corner to corner. Every person in a lab coat seemed like a monster. Every voice caused fear to rise in my head. I shake myself out of this dazed state. Yes, I am in no danger here today, but still, I am not going to spend a minute longer in these miserable four walls than I have to. I don't see anyone in my line of sight. Clearly, despite this late hour, visits are still allowed. Everything always depends on the hospital's governing board, and that board listens to the voices of the patients. A small town like Grayville has to serve the entire neighborhood. Commuting to the hospital after work may be extended. Anyway, where did the receptionist go? No one behind the counter. The glowing bulb that said emergency can be some indication someone urgently needed help. Would I have a chance to sneak into the ward unnoticed? Yes, but where is Jane? That I don't know. Anyway, the door to the ward is guarded by a sleeping guard. You need a key card. Hope extinguishes just as quickly as it appeared. You're stuck, Miss Stamp. What could theoretically help you? The clues are definitely hiding behind the counter. The question is, how long do I have before someone shows up? 5 minutes? Or a half an hour? Hey girl, remember the fourth rule? It's him again. Why does he keep showing up? I remember. If something seems obvious, it's never like that. Don't fall into the trap of wishful thinking, little one. Actually, I'm doing great. One clue after another, like a thread to a knot. A thread, a web, a big fat spider. But Dave is gone. He won't tell me anything else. I reach behind the counter. What do we have here? What will help me? Third rule, don't skip a single clue. Just how much time do I have? Let's do the list of patients. A notebook written in careful chiseled handwriting. Even though there is a digital admission system, the front desk keeps a separate copy, the traditional one. I wasn't going to complain. For me, it was just a convenience. I quickly flipped through the pages, coming to the last one, the nameless girl, therefore must have been Jane. She was admitted hours ago. After a set of tests, she landed in observation room, top floor, third floor, bingo. Let's look at the computer desktop. All you have to do is move the mouse, and of course, why would accessing the computer that manages the front desk be so easy? The system asked for a password. It would set up encrypted access myself. I couldn't think that other people are more stupid. It's against the second rule. You are not smarter than anyone else. If you keep that in mind, you'll put a good plan together. So we have a passcode here, 1010, 1111, 1234, 9876, 1122. Let's try 1234. Casting a long glance at the monitor, what buzzes quietly so close yet so far away? At the same time, well, I must look for another way. Natalie's family photo. I lift the frame, a beautiful woman laughing, child by her side, clinging to her dad. They look happy. It must be the nurse's family. Peaceful, ideal life. I feel the corners of my eyes getting wet. My childhood was not loving and caring parents. It was not ideal vacations. How much I would give to have warm and tender memories instead of the stern, unforgiving sisters, superior and her ruler. I know that I am not meant for such a home and such a life. I buried the hopes for a family of my own a long time ago. How could someone so twisted and above all evil be a role model for others? I couldn't do that to another child. Children, a little girl with a teddy bear. Go away. I look at the picture again. This man, I saw him passing by. He was leaving town just as I was looking for Bob's station. Interesting coincidence. The clatter of heels and a grunt. Someone came back, a nurse. She doesn't look happy at all. Hey, what are you looking for? Do you need help? I'm looking for my sister. The sheriff told me she was here. Jane. I don't remember anyone like that. She arrived today. Jane Stamp. Well, Jane, dear Jane, from now on, at least officially, we are sisters. Ah, that one. I see her face change as she freezes, clenches her lips into a long line. There is no contact with her. Unfortunately, we don't know what she took. She needs to stay here. Can I see her? I would like to see her. It's late. I came from far away. It's my sister. By way of exception. Suddenly, a girl rushes through the front door, out of breath with her clothes unbuttoned. It looks like the receptionist knows this girl because she shakes her head. She sighs loudly. Ellen, what are you doing? I made it. Yes, I know. It's a while after, but I'm still here, Natalie. Ellen, you got mixed up again, you know. No, after all, I had tomorrow at 12, not today at 8 o'clock, poor thing. The disarranged girl freezes, becoming sad. Well, I'm going to go, but any idea whose car Brock's pulling right now? Looks expensive and sporty. Natalie's eyes wander to me. I feel cold sweat trickle down my back. No, that can't be true, but I didn't do anything. Now that you're here, stay. At least have a cup of coffee with me. Okay, Natalie, if you insist. So Brock is towing my car. She doesn't look thrilled, but that's none of my business. I walk out of reception area right under the tow truck. There is Brock leaning nonchalantly on the hood, and on the tow truck hangs my beauty. It doesn't look good. Oh, and who do I see? Well, Miss Untouchable. I clench my hands into fists, that dang pickup artist. You know, it's not nice to talk about me like that. I just wanted to be friends with you, you know. And you're immediately talking BS to Jill. I mean, you're the one who tried to get at me. You're just a visitor, and you'll be leaving soon anyway. No one had to know about it, and now I got your car. What do I do with this guy? I really don't know. I'm really not sure about this guy. He's such a... like a freaking freak. I like you, so doing whatever it wants to do, I swear. We can still make a date to go to hell, try to bribe him. What have I done? What have I done is probably not a good answer. Go to hell is probably not a good answer. I mean, I'm stabbing him in the neck with a knife. How about that? I don't feel like the date thing is going to work out, so let's try to bribe him. Why don't we make a deal? I'm sure I can pay here and now. And how much do you have? Enough for some fun nights out in the real city. I can even recommend a few good bars to you. He smiles treacherously, and fear catches me. What is he? And will you come with me? At this point, I would even promise him a flight to the moon. All for a car. Yes, yes. Well, you see, I don't want to. Not today. Not a chance, baby. You know what? Go to hell, country boy. You didn't stand a chance anyway. I'm not that easy. Feisty, cool. I like such dolls, you know. And he winks at me. At this point, I have only one desire, to ram that smile down his throat once and for all. I'm not getting my car back, am I? Today? No. Come in the morning, the deposit is only $100, and please give me the keys, unless you have time to fix the windshield and replace the paint. I'm standing alone outside the hospital in a strange city. The target is so close, almost at arm's length, and yet so unimaginably far away. I watch Brock with a fake smile drive away with my car. I'm grounded. More than that, I'm in deep doo-doo. I'm running out of medication, and on top of that, I'm about to have a conversation with the agency. I should make a new plan, like Dave taught me, but all I want is a cold beer at the bar. Just how do I get there? The phone buzzes, and I feel cornered again. I look at the screen, unknown number, so it's not the agency. I really don't want to answer it. No, not at all. Whoever it is, I don't think I have to confess to anyone right now. Anyway, what is the truth and what is the fiction? I don't even know if I can trust my head. I tuck my phone into my pocket and light a cigarette. The sound of the ringtone still floats in my head, like a bad companion that won't go away. I finish my cigarette. I guess I should be more careful about smoking, but on the other hand, I don't think I'll live to see retirement. I stare at the tree line, the lights of Graybill flashing in the distance. The hospital lies off to the side, surrounded by the woods. A damn long walk awaits me, and more likely to be a motel than a bar. I don't think I have the energy to do any socializing. The door of the hospital opens, and out walks this girl from the front desk, the other nurse. What was her name? Oh yes, Ellen. She is pretty and has beautiful, though now sad eyes. I want to meet her right away. She wears a wig. I can see it from a distance. No hair has that color. Doesn't reflect light like that, nor does it style that like that. But it doesn't matter. I bloody love her hair anyway. She looks at me and smiles uncertainly. Ellen, hey, you were out of there so fast. That was your car, right? Brock is an idiot. Yeah, Brock's an idiot. The deputy sheriff, have you met him yet? That retard doesn't understand the word no. He made a rude pass, got kicked. He's getting revenge. It's just like him. Did she have a run-in with him too? But hey, at least I'm in for a pretty pleasant walk into town. Through the woods, it's very healthy. Come on, I'll give you a ride. A pretty girl offers a ride. I don't mind. She keeps looking at me. Does she like me too? Well, who did you run into in Little Grayville, Karen? So what are you doing here, pretty stranger? Oh, I think I hit the spot. Pretty stranger? Is that how you flirt with everyone? What fairy tale am I going to tell her? I'm looking for my sister. Half-sister, but she's still blood. All the way in Grayville. Well, yes, it surprises everyone. Long story, I don't think it's that engaging and partly depressing. In short, bad company, bad guys, bad girls. She ended up on the drip with the entire Mendeleev's array in her veins. I feel sorry for you. Everyone has a burden, right? The girl pulls her lips together in a grimace of sadness. And I just realized what I said. Immediately, she appears in my mind, so helpless, so empty-looking, with her damned eyes. Where do you want to go, Karen, and what would you suggest, Ellen? She smiles sadly. We only have one motel, so I guess that's there, right? How about in exchange for your help, I buy you a beer? There's also a bar here, right? I don't know if I should. And you? Just one beer. You have lonely eyes, you know? She smiles and nods slightly. I remind myself that Bob is waiting for me there, but that will be a problem Karen will face in a moment. This place looks run down. It's a poor quality place with rusty cars, neglected choppers parked in the front of it. Some might call this place atmospheric, but there's nothing romantic about a drunken brawl or a smashed head from a random punch. Newcomers know that you shouldn't be alone in such places, unless you're Karen Stamp. Ellen disappeared somewhere. I saw her on the phone. Who'd be calling her at this hour? I guess it's something important. I glanced at the display to check the time. I missed a call. I guess it really is the agency. I missed it. We had such a pleasant conversation in the car. Nothing bad will happen if I call back in the morning with Jane already. A finger hovers over the button. You know what? Let's call him. Why not? I press the button and hear the call tone. Stamp, where have you been? I was busy with the mission. Little lie, not in any way affecting our cooperation. What about Jane? Some complications arose. What kind, Stamp? I still can't get through to the target. I'll do it in the morning. I've made a plan, but it will take some time. Is that all? I lost my car. Why not? Let's tell him. I lost my car. Be more specific, Stamp. It was taken by a local deputy sheriff, a terrible asshole. Whatever I do. Find out why the sheriff wanted to keep you in town. This is your last chance. I don't see Ellen anywhere. I push the door and a cloud of smoke gets me. The stench of cheap tobacco attacks painfully and pinches my eyes. I can just feel these questions. What are you doing here, doll? Are you lost? What are you looking for, city girl? I don't feel like darts. I sit down at the narrow counter and order a beer. It's so watered down that I feel like I'm drinking flavored water. I notice the gaze of a drifter in a camouflage jacket staring at me. A soldier from the base, I guess so. It would be good if he gets back to his table, but that doesn't seem to be happening. He moves toward me. I can smell the alcohol-saturated breath from a distance. Hey, beautiful. What are you doing here alone? Have all the guys lost their mind in this town? First that sheriff's deputy with the tow truck, now the army guy. There's something wrong with uniforms. You're talking to me? Why, do you see some other pretty girl, little one? Sure. Shall I buy you a beer, or shall we go straight to my steed? At night, a night ride is good for the libido, you know? You're confusing me with someone else. You have no chance. I've had a tough day. You're confusing me with someone else. You know, I think you're confusing me with someone else. No, I don't think so. You see that uniform? Do you know what it means? You did poorly in high school, huh? Enlighten me or give it up. Look, you can't do that. Get some beer and we'll talk. I have a lot of advantages, you know. My tongue. Let's put it this way. I'm not just talkative, if you know what I mean. I think I know. It's a tempting offer, but no. No, you're tempting, but no. Just leave me alone, okay? I'm sure you'll find someone else for fun. His gaze changes instantly. Just a moment ago, he was looking at me as if I were a high-end commodity. Now, pure primal anger. A princess with a heart of ice, huh? I'm totally fine if we don't, lady. He stands up, staggers slightly, and walks away. The gesture he showed me can only be described as vulgar. I sighed with relief. I was afraid that it would go so much worse. Another idiot floated away, though the last fool backfired on me because I lost my car. But this guy from the military base, target, Murphy, damn it, Miss Karen, and it could have been a little simpler. The access card, or whatever they have there, the information about those posts, and you wouldn't even have to go to bed with them. You're complicating everything for yourself. Why? It could go easier. Instead, you still don't know anything. What about your dates? Bob is still not here. If he doesn't show up in a quarter of an hour, he's burned. It's good that he's got business, his station, but Karen Stamp rarely waits. What about Ellen? She hasn't come inside yet, but her car is parked in front of the bar. She was talking. Is she still talking? Maybe I should look for her. But the bar door opens again, and who do my eyes see? That stupid deputy sheriff. Our eyes meet for a second, and he ironically winks at me. Oh, hey, well, you made it. Did that chick catch your eye? Unavailable. He spits in my direction. The bartender yells something, but clearly doesn't want to mess with the soldier. And honestly, I'm not surprised. In the end, he's the customer who will stay. I'm the one who will leave. I know something about that. I'll tell you a funny story if you want. I'll just get something to drink. I'm dry as hell. Bartender, 2 large beers. Let me guess. About the Ice Princess? They sit down so I can hear them. Is it on purpose? I doubt it. I can still feel their gaze on my back, though. It's like I'm in the spotlight. Well, boys, praise me. I'm waiting. Like, I wanted to go out with her, too. She had a case for the sheriff, but the old man's rarely at his place. Yeah, today I saw him twice at the base. Well, there you go. And I hit on her politely, and you know me, it's hard for me to resist making a date. I mean, what's a poor girl like her got to do alone in Grayville? I don't think they realize I can still hear them. Why was the sheriff at the base? Interesting question. I'll definitely want to know the answer. And Jill probably wasn't around. You just wanted to help her, of course. She blew you off. She taunted me and lied to Jill. But get this, they don't teach traffic signs in big cities. No, what are you talking about? The honest truth, she drove up to the hospital, parked on the no parking sign. So, and who has her car in the parking lot? Huh. Princess had to move on her foot. And she was so mouthy. I pull out the diary of this drug addict. The covers are bent and the whole thing stinks. Unsurprisingly, looking at where I pulled it from, I opened the first page. Dear Diary, today was a wonderful day. Agnes finally got a cake for her birthday. I got a small piece, but it still tasted delicious. Then the prayer. Again, I had to kneel as punishment. They say it's the right thing to do. Today, the sister was not beating. I close my eyes, take a sip of beer. I feel tears. You're not supposed to cry, Karen. The things she's experienced, I know it well. After all, I was also a child helped by nuns, in theory. Jane's experience is surprisingly similar to mine. The orphanage, corporeal punishment, the street, I remember it all. I lived it all. The desperate wandering in search of your own place, identity, a spiral that leads to self-destruction. Streets, bad people who take advantage of by offering toxic intimacy, a simple path to death at your own request. The only difference between us, I met a guardian angel. His name was Dave, but that's a whole other story I'll tell someday. The bartender looks on expectingly. A dirty glass showed the bottom. What would I like? I'm tempted by whiskey, something stronger to drown out my thoughts. Just my unfortunate medications mixing comes out very, very bad. Is it worth the risk? Let's just drink some Coke. Coke, please. He looks at me as if he doesn't understand me, but immediately shrugs his shoulders. It's none of his business. I get a warm bottle. Yeah, what could I expect? That's a wise choice, Karen. Very wise. I already wish I wasn't reckless. Sometimes it's good to give up control and have some fun. The door squeaks. Someone new. Yes. Ellen, she looks sad, even depressed. Does she resent me for not going out to get her? She doesn't look in my direction. Her eyes are fixed on the floor. She's holding the hem of her blouse in her hand. What's on her mind? She sits down alone, orders a vodka on the rocks. She didn't look like that type. Drinks quickly to the bottom, then another round. I think she wants to be left alone. Tough. I'll wait for Bob. Ellen is clearly avoiding me, and at the same time, she's here at the bar. But before I can gather myself and explain the situation, the drunk soldier appears. Oh, hey, gorgeous. Are you alone? Looks like you are. What's this about? You could use the company, couldn't you? Listen, I'll buy you a drink right now, and then I'll show you my machine. What do you think? I'd rather be alone. Sorry, I don't feel well. Do something, the little voice in my head tells me. Do something, save her. Get her away from this idiot. But I don't do anything. So what? The next round's on me, baby. You know, I feel like you could use a real man. Helen shakes her head, but the guy doesn't care. He stands over her, bent over like a fox over a poor mouse. Yeah, he's about to tear her apart. Well, it's settled, baby. You're just gonna have to hold on to me tight so you don't fall. After that, probably a motel, huh? Ellen peeks around the room looking for rescue, but no one's budging. Brock is sitting against the wall, seemingly indifferent, sinking into his mug. It would be foolish to assume that he would do something against his friend. Or such a situation is happening for the first time. Ellen's eyes meet mine. I see a voiceless plea for rescue, for help. I turn my head away. I would love to attack Thomas, and that's not an option. What are you going to do, Karen? That's great. That's the last thing I need. What should I do? What do you think I should do, Dave? I stare hard. He doesn't look away. He even smiles. After all, I taught you how to cope. Oh, I remember. Mission is always priority. Rules over everything, even things that you love. Right, Dave? Should I jeopardize the mission for her? You're mixing up your statements. You said the mission was important, and this, if I help her, I'm putting these people at risk. They don't like me anyway. You want me to add to the burden? No, the real Dave would have said to stick to the plan. You're not him. For a second, there is disappointment in my eyes, and then he disappears immediately, as if he was never there. I take another sip. I clear my head. Damn, Dave, he didn't show up before, not that often. What could this really mean? One little trip and your nightmares stay with you forever. Some even catch up with you after years and apparently stay, always right next to you, only waiting for a good moment to strike like vultures. Are my remorses that strong? I guess that's what this is all about. My vultures have the eyes of the people I've killed or let down. Thanks to them, an unhealed wound can open at any time. It's a shame that it's just now. The front door opens for the, I don't know, I've lost count anyway. One more time. In it, a massive silhouette in a checkered shirt appears. Bob. I can see him eyeing me. He smiles for a moment and then becomes tense when he sees Ellen. Bob. Hey, baby, you're not on duty today? Everything okay? You're not in any trouble, are you? Tackles Thomas with his eyes. Look, dude, I don't know what your problem is, but this girl's with me. Why don't you back off? Ellen, is that true? Hope fills the nurse's eyes. No, I don't want to. I've got an idea, buddy. You get out of here and give my friend some privacy, will you? Or what, friend? It's gonna be nasty, and we don't want it to be like that. I see Brock get up from under the wall. He hiccups and slams his mug on the counter. Bob, did you crawl out of your hole? Wow. Get the fuck out, will you? Okay, Brock, if you want to get our business done, you just wait first. This butthole. Brock, his radio comes to life. Someone is calling him to the station. That leaves Thomas alone, who suddenly shrinks. Where were we, sucker? Will you go away? Thomas, pale and unsure, leaves Bob and sits down at the bar and orders a beer. I guess I should say something, but my phone rings again. Unknown number. With my heart in my mouth, I press the green button. At first, I hear a crackling in the speaker. Then that voice. Are you there, girl? I am. Absolutely don't know why I'm doing this. You can't do anything. You couldn't help now, this hussy. Just like you couldn't free yourself. You deserve to be punished again. You should suffer again. Is she right? I hang up the phone with a sweaty palm from fear. The screen is blank with no trace of the call. I take another sip. The chances of a threesome are slim. Your sense of humor, Karen. I guess I'll have to choose who I talk to. I really don't know. Eleanor, Bobber, Bobber, Eleanor, Eleanor, Bobber, Bobber, Eleanor, Eleanor, Bobber. I feel like Ellen's gonna be mad at me because I didn't rescue her from that situation, but I also feel like this girl, whoever she is, has kind of like a, you know, thing for Bob. Let's do Ellen. The girl is still looking at me, a little scared, maybe disappointed. Bob waves cheerfully. I leave the bottle and sit down next to Ellen. I'm about to order another Coke. I'm not in the mood for anything stronger. May I? She looks at me, trustingly. Yeah, sure, look, Is she trying to apologize to me? I hope not. I acted like a coward. I saw him attack you, and I did nothing. After all, I wasn't expecting. Come on, I'm an idiot. Come on, okay? I was an idiot, I know that. Well, maybe a little. I'll buy you a beer, and you can tell me about it. Hey, Karen, good to see you. You want a beer? Maybe I'll spend the evening with him after all those muscles, but then I'd leave Ellen. Let's stay with Ellen. Hey, thanks, but I'll stay with Ellen. You know, we have some talking to do. But I thought, I'll stop by tomorrow, Bob, when I leave. He leaves already, less upright, totally not what he expected. I understand. Do you know Bob? You guys were supposed to meet. Yeah, I met him at the station. We were talking about my sister. He helped me a lot. Shouldn't you have met with him? It's nothing important. Oh, Ellen, don't make me play this game. I don't want to come off as that kind of girl, although I undoubtedly am. Let me use a good old lie. He said that there is a bar here and that he would be here tonight. It's hard to see that as a promise. I guess so, but she doesn't seem convinced. Why are you so sad? It's because of that, soldier. You're twisting things, my dear. You were already worried when you came in. Why? I order her a beer and she takes it and sighs heavily. Are you sure you want to listen to this? Yes. Whatever it is, I'll help her. At least she'll lay it on me. She seems to need it badly. You know, I have cancer. After my last chemo, it seemed to be okay, but the doctor called. Evening conversation with your doctors are not the most pleasant. That explains the wig. Somehow the good news can wait until the morning, but the bad ones never. I feel so sorry for you. No, don't do this. Not you. She reacted very vigorously, and I'm not sure why. She clenches her hand into a fist and shakes her head. She takes a big swig of beer. I don't understand. I really don't. Everybody takes pity, you know. Poor Ellen, so clumsy, and she has cancer. Either they take pity, or like this one, the idiot in the uniform. Yeah, they use people. Just don't be like that, okay? Or just leave me alone. Do you want to take a walk? You know, it's gotten a little stuffy in here. Maybe you want to take a walk. You mean right now? Where? I don't know. Outside? Get a breath of fresh air. She nods, clearly pleased. I think we both know what's going to happen today, and that's only because we both want it. I reach for a cigarette, the last one. Maybe it's better to wait. I want to drive her home, but she asks me to stay, and I'm fine with that. I invite Ellen to the motel. She agrees and snuggles into me. She smells beautiful and makes me think of spring and peace. We finally get out into the fresh air. I'm taking her keys. She won't drive in this state. I steal a kiss and we head off to the motel. My hand wanders to her thigh, and it can stay that way. I can come in, right? Yeah, sure, why not? Do you want to? Are you sure? What the hell is the difference between those two? Yeah, sure, why not? He snuggles into me, pressing her face to my chest. I got the pronouns there mixed up. I know, Karen, I know. You don't think I'm easy, slutty? No, not at all. Besides, I wouldn't be any better myself, would I? I shake my head and we walk inside. Yes, she's in town. She stayed as we agreed. Where? With whom? My man is following her. Remember, you're part of the deal. Don't answer a question with a question, Hal. She's with the local nurse. She's a sweet girl, but she's a failure. They're at the motel. Like I said, my man is keeping an eye on them. He can be trusted, Hal. He wants to take my chair, but he will do anything I say. To some extent, yes, and then he will be redundant. And you're part of the deal? I'll get you that endorsement. Wait until fall, until the election. You're really beautiful, you know? She's stressed. I can feel it. Don't worry about anything, little one. It won't be awkward, I promise. So you do this a lot, Karen. Do you often have girls like me? Does it matter? You're wonderful, Ellen. Yeah, I do that a lot. You're wonderful, Ellen. You're wonderful, you know. Let's focus on this. I don't want you to think badly of me, you know. I promise I won't. I kiss her passionately. She submits willingly. Oh, dang. I hug her tighter and then I toss her on the bed. I'm not gentle, but she does not expect it either. I caress her, touching her, kissing her the way I want to. In life and in bed, I'm always on top. We melt into one, into long, passionate, and tender self. I see her eyes run away. I hear her moan. She is alive, so pleasantly mine. Finally, I sink into the mangled bedding. Ellen falls asleep, snuggled against me. Time for my last cigarette. I dress rapidly. I go out and get some fresh air. I reach for my lighter and see something that shouldn't be here. A tow truck from the sheriff's office and someone who's behind the wheel. He looks like he's falling asleep. Let's see. You went overboard. Are you comfortable sleeping? Hey, what are you doing here? Let's do you went overboard. That sounds like fun. All I want to do is pick up a rock and smash the dang glass. What the heck is he thinking? This is already getting pretty damn scary. I open the truck door wide. Well, you overreacted. Get out, sucker. Oh, you're done. Would you like some more? Want to feel a real man? I'd sooner bite your prick off than do anything else. He opens his mouth to retort me, but is interrupted by a screech of tires. Someone has arrived. Someone, that's her. It's getting more interesting. I can see by the look on Brock's face that he wasn't expecting this at all. Jill's face is drawn. She's pissed, which I understand well. Well, why is her guy not sleeping at home, but sitting under the motel where the newcomer is spending the night? And it's the one that rejected him. What are you doing here, huh? You were supposed to come back. And her, it's out of my mind how stupid I was. I should lock you up, a moron, already at Bob's station. Take your man and F off. You know, take that idiot and F off. I have other things on my mind. I'm going to, and you better watch him. He came here by himself, and I'm going back. I got someone in the room, you know. Yeah, sure. Look around the parking lot. See the nurse's little car? Well, who do you think she's with? So what is he doing? Well, I don't know. Figure it out for yourselves, okay? She gets in the car, red and pissed. Well, tough luck, it's none of my business. Although the whole thing is oddly suspicious. I have to buy a new pack of cigarettes in the morning, and I think I know what I should do next. Pay a visit to the military base. Just how do I get there? I have a few hours to figure it out. First major mission from the agency, an opportunity to prove myself. Rather to prove that this long training and the pile of money that was put into me was not in vain. Fortunately, I know how much I'm worth. Time for a baptism of fire. Who did get to remove? No one special, as it may seem. A drug baron, important in Chicago, but far from the leaders of the Mexican cartels. Although he tried to rule with a firm hand in the Windy City, asleep he looks almost sweet, and people have something about them that makes them look disarming when they sleep. Defense mechanism. No matter what, the cold barrel lands against his temple. Pull the trigger. Nothing but a crack. The firing pin hits the primer, and instead of cough of the silencer and pistol, there is a thud. Damn. Did this have to happen right now? A misfire at a time like this? The door creaks. Is someone there? Impossible. I made sure to be alone, after all. I turn around slowly. Are you the devil? The child takes a few steps towards me. I glance at the lying gangster. His eyes are open. Suddenly, everything turns upside down. I'm lying on the ground. We scramble, fighting over my gun. A shot is fired. I sit on the ground against the wall of the parking lot. I can hear my heart shoveling, as if it wants to burst out of my chest. I know this damn nightmare, remorse, will get me someday. End him? That would be easy. Gun to my temple, pull the trigger. But not today. I go back to Ellen, scared, sweaty, nervous. I hug her and fall asleep. She's so warm and pleasant. I wake up first, and she's still asleep. Even better, I'll spare us both an unpleasant or strange conversation. Get dressed, leave, get the car back, and then Jane. I can't resist. I kiss Ellen goodbye. I don't think we'll see each other again. And I leave. I reach for the cigarettes, but I smoked the last one yesterday. Damn it. Murphy. Hey, it's you. I raise my eyes, the guy from yesterday from the gas station. He holds up a pack of cigarettes. I told you I'd give it back, didn't I? I nod, then take one, and I inhale with relish. My lungs needed it. What are you doing here? Try to guess. What do I really know about him? A guy with a good car, a bit scruffy, clearly interested in me. I have to say something. Have you slept here too? I don't know. Are you from out of town running errands, sleeping here too? It's probably the only motel in Grayville. Actually, I do have some things to do here. What kind of things? I ask out of courtesy, although it seems strange. I know how to be nice. You know, it's funny that you ask. I just deal with catching pests. And you don't look like... Yes, what kind? A human being's, Miss Stamp. How does he know my name? What the hell? What the hell's going on here? I can't ask because my tongue tangles on its own. The world is spinning. Damn it. I'm barely making contact at all. I know he's tying me up, touching me where he wants. Drooling. I land in the back seat of a sedan, and nothing. Emptiness. Darkness. Karen. What am I doing here? How did I get here? A cigarette? Murphy, well, now it's all clear. Somehow it makes sense. Much more sense. He drugged the cigarette. Interesting. Shapes swirl in my head. Names, voices, everything is vague, unclear. I lose myself. Again, I see the faces of those I've killed, and most of all, her. She looks at me. In her eyes, I see emptiness, a bottomless pit. Are you the devil? Will she always be with me? Will she never let me go? If I were her... Rookie, initiation, the first task, the rite of passage, especially important in context of further work. Will I pass the ritual, prove myself trustworthy, or lose everything? I could wonder, I could speculate, but here it will all become clear. In a few moments there will be no turning back. We'll see how much Karen's stamp is worth. I reach the place, an expensive, very expensive house, and as they say, the first million has to be stolen. Execution, it's usually associated with mafia feuds. In this case, it's an order given by the agency which has ties to the government and the military. They work where ordinary methods can be unreliable. My task, very simple, a short job that will take maybe a quarter of an hour. Eliminate the man who laughs in the face of justice. He sleeps unaware of the fate that awaits him. The cold barrel against his temple. Don't shoot. Something is not right. Something is wrong. I'm supposed to trust my instincts, as Dave taught me, and it tells me there's something wrong. Suddenly I hear footsteps. That's impossible, because I made sure no one was here. Are you the devil? The child takes a few steps toward me. I look at the lying gangster. His eyes are open, and suddenly everything turns upside down, and I'm lying on the ground. We scramble, fighting over my gun. A shot is fired. I don't know who pulled the trigger, me or him. Does it even matter? The child falls dead. The bullet pierced her stomach. I don't have to be a doctor to pass judgment. No chance of rescue. Are you the devil? Are you the devil? The world freezes. Karen. I regain my senses momentarily, snatch the gun, aim at the gangster again, but he is not looking at me. He is kneeling by his child. I pull the trigger, a quiet cough. All I have to do is fake the scene and make it look innocent. Suicide. A drug dealer overdosed on his own product. He killed his child, then crazed with despair, shot himself in the temple. A simple story, perfect for the newspaper, but clean. I report the task complete, with problems, but I confirm the elimination of the target. The top is satisfied. The initiation went well. I know I have failed, and I still face the most important of all conversations. Dave, he's supposed to be here, but as luck would have it, he doesn't show up. I could use his advice, since he was so willing to give it. I curse in my mind, struggling like a fish out of water. He tied me up well. My head explodes with pain, and terrible and hard to explain. Mixing my damn meds and drugs from Murphy isn't going to work out good for me. I keep drifting off, unable to focus on anything. Damn, I hate losing my mind. We're driving through the woods. The guy is humming something, singing, but I still won't talk to him, even without this unfortunate gag. I know where we're going, to the base. Just why? What awaits me there? Jane was just the bait to keep me in town. He knew where I was from the beginning. He controlled my steps. Already from the entrance to the town from Bob's station, he had control over me. He must have had a great time watching me, like a fat cat watching a helpless mouse. It's time to show that this rodent can fight. We stop. Just hold still, little girl. We'll be home soon. Well, well. Don't worry about anything. Just be polite. We'll talk later. I see you really want to talk. You must have a lot to tell me, huh? For sure, it will be a memorable story. I can't wait for it already. You'll meet someone. I'm so glad you won't be alone. I'm frozen when I hear his laughter, wretched combined with the chills that still runs through me. I feel like I'm in hell. A familiar voice. I can't see much because of my position, but I can still listen. And I still think that's going to work out for me. Hey friend, I'm back now. This early, Doctor? Is there something on the seat? It looks like he doesn't finish, but I can hear that he's heavily surprised. You know, my friend, this is my business. Important and secret. Can I count on your discretion? Please, Thomas, I know I've been exceptionally rude, but prove yourself now. This is against all regulations. You can't bring people into military bases like this. Didn't I see her? Oh, never mind. Sure, Doc. Attaboy. I will definitely remember who to praise to Major Axelrod. Damn idiot. Anyway, how did he get here so fast? I thought he had a longer pass. Maybe they take a looser approach to discipline issues. Never mind. The plan, Karen. Dave, what would Dave do? Focus. Thoughts tangle, flee. Murphy's daughter blends with the roar of the engine. I fell asleep again. Noises from outside arrive as if filtered through cotton wool. I had a very simple task, deliver stuff to Fred, take the cash, and disappear. I could also flirt, maybe hook up with someone else. Some extra cash could come in handy. I tried to avoid that, though. These people were among the pleasant ones. A bar full of those who make a living outside the system, and a pretty good one at that. I barely had time to sit down when in the doorway a guy appeared completely out of step with the scene. Well-dressed, but at the same time average. Those were the kind of people I was afraid of. In a few moments he turned a bar of mobsters into a cooling pile of corpses. With a slow step he moved toward me. I watched the barrel he held in his hand grow. In an instant, I went from being a pretty, chatty girl, familiar with the street, to being a little kid again. I didn't want to die so badly. The heated barrel landed on my forehead. One more time, little one. I can't. Once again. He didn't kill me. Then he smiled and told me to follow him. He bought me a decent dinner and gave me something much better. Himself. His teachings and advice. He became my mentor, someone I could trust implicitly. He showed me the code and offered me the path that he himself walked, a path that not everyone can walk. Why was I chosen? He never told me that, though he spared me because his own beliefs prevented him from killing someone innocent. I was the only survivor out of about a dozen people. Dave was not human, not when it came to combat expertise, and he wanted to improve me. He tormented me with all these exercises. With his teachings, I became more than the messy street girl I used to be. I couldn't always stand it. He pushed me to my limits, believing that this is the only way I can develop myself. Really, I can't do it. I don't have the energy. No one was ever born with it, little one. You're smaller. Take advantage of that. Use your smarts. Attack. I measure the punch, and to surprise him, I strike with my other fist. Dave knows how to predict that, as he always does. He puts exactly enough force into each blow not to destroy me, but to make sure that I feel it. It hurts. Whoa, I felt that. That's good. I'll never make it. Never. Everything takes time. If you can't take a punch, you won't make it. Half this job is getting hit. Always. You need to know what a battered body feels like. Murphy. Hey, doll, you okay? How's your head? Does it hurt? You might want some powder. I'm sure I can find something. You know, I have a lot of medicine here. Damn, that wasn't a dream, and I can't move too much. And that sweet girl, instead. The warehouse. It's probably somewhere in the lab complex. I'm sitting in a damn torture room. At least as long as I'm tied to a chair. Tightly clasped hands behind my back. Legs I won't escape now. I can see that. That's good. That's good, because I may need you, doll. How did you get here, huh? You're sick. What are you doing here? This is your end. I will tell you the truth. I won't tell you anything. Let me out. You know what? Let's tell him the truth. Good. I think you know that anyway. He smiles indulgently, stirs something in the syringe, and continues to gloat. He's entitled to it, but it's sick. Talk, doll. I work for the agency. I was sent to find Jane, the girl who escaped from the lab. Is that all? No, I was also supposed to find you. Dr. Murphy, you, I guess. What does the agency want from me? If I could, I would shrug my shoulders. After all, they don't confess such things to me. And he knows it. They didn't tell me. I'm supposed to take you to them. How nice. You know, I don't think I'll go. And not because it'll make any difference. It's just the agency is coming to me. Anyway, one of your agents is already waiting. He's my guest too, you know. Who hopefully not have to ask. Who do you have? Who do you have kidnapped? Great question. Do you care that much about your friends? Let me think. This agent is such an inconspicuous guy. He looks like Mr. Nobody. You don't pay attention to him. We had a very nice conversation at the bar until he suddenly went to sleep. He drank something that harmed him. And it still does. Who is it? What's his name? He said his name was Dave. But who would believe a spy there, huh? They lie because it's their sort of duty, right? Oh shit, he'd been in Grayville the whole time? So close, and yet... Damn it, Karen. He's still your former mentor. Does that change everything? Did he show up because he's close? Because I could actually sense him? Come back, Karen. What a supernatural force. I feel a slight prick, a needle poking into my neck. I don't know what he injected me with, but I feel like a rag doll. He unties me from the chair and puts me on the backrest with a rope thrown around my neck. With extreme difficulty, I keep my balance. I can feel the sweat running down my back. I drift away and regain my senses, alternatively balancing on the edge. What I'm seeing right now. Let's hope it's just a figment of my imagination. I'm drifting off to sleep again. Nightmare? I can see him. I've got him in my crosshairs now. Did you take the wind into account, the fallout of the bullet? Yes, obviously. Shoot. The bullet thuds perfectly into the target, the center of the shield hanging a few hundred feet away on another skyscraper. It's that simple, Dave, so why do I have to fight? I can take anyone down that way. You can, but it's not an achievement. You have to show respect. Remember the code. How could I forget the lessons he instilled in me? The lessons I had carved so deeply into my brain. That I could always quote, rules, do not kill those who are not the target. You are not a murderer. You are a tool that eliminates that serves your masters. Like a Ronin, a warrior who offers his service to those he deems worthy. In our case, it's the agency. After all, they work for the greater good. What else was there? Show respect, and many, many more. The closer you are, the better a hunter you are. And that's all that matters. For people like us, not money or luxury, but being true to your character, steadfastness, Karen, upholding the rules. I understand. A knife to the neck, Dave always thought that was the best and truest form of taking a life. Closeness to the victim, tangible contact. Difficult, challenging, and clean. That's why he treasured his knife so much, a souvenir from the army. It reminded him of who he was and where he was going. In some ways, he was inseparable from it. A ghostly voice wakes me up, the sound of a ringing phone, which shouldn't be here. I'm still in that madman's lab. I glance at the phone screen. Unknown number. You know what? Answer it. Why not? I press the green button. Hello. Give up. Give up because you don't stand a chance. You are a failure. You were given a simple task and you lost. It's not my fault. I was doing what was needed. Excuses, excuses. Anyone who knows you don't deserve more. You can't. You're not suitable, and you won't be suitable. Is she right? Am I really the pathetic and hopeless? What could I have done better? It doesn't matter. Because of the way you are. You will always fail. Others, and most of all yourself. I want to prove who I really am. To show that everyone is wrong. Because after all, I don't always lose. And even if I do, it's not worth crossing me off. Can I bounce back? Yes, I can. And this is exactly what awaits me. The way to the top, starting from Grayville. I try to move, and I just can't, but I got the phone call a minute ago. Your greatest enemy lurks on the other side of the mirror, always alerted, always ready. Subconsciousness, is it possible to win with it? Well, yes, it's still only in your head, Karen. Everything you're afraid of shows up all the time. You can't make peace with the past, can you? The past will destroy you. I have to get out. I'm short on time. I don't know when he'll be back. Loosen the rope, reach for the table, don't do anything. Let's loosen the rope. Uncomfortable position, a chair quite wobbly, in addition a rope around my neck and my hands are tied together. Theoretically a no-win situation, but surely. I loosen the rope that ties my wrist. I'm very careful not to fall off the chair. One wrong step and I'm hanging, literally and figuratively. I feel the rope rubbing against my skin. I clench my teeth. The pain is just a stop on the road to freedom. You're doing great, Karen. You're finally free. This madman, I don't even know what to call him. I've never met anyone like him. A high-functioning psychopath, a genius, an actor. Behind this sleazy guy exterior is something insanely dangerous. One shouldn't be judged by appearances. Is he purposely acting out such a character, hoping to fool others? That he would avoid suspicion, arouse disgust, but not fear. I'll figure it out for sure. I'll take my jacket, my wallet. Obviously nothing is missing, although he had to look through it carefully. Does the fact that he knows my exact name cause any problems? Probably not, at least not new ones. I reach for the phone, I freeze, no signal. The room must be shielded, otherwise I could call the agency. You're on your own, Karen, as always. I reach for the knife, I tighten my fingers on the handle. Gotta find Dave. I cautiously walk out of the hallway, no one's here. Phew. I guess I'm luckier today. Hey little one, how you doing? Like a genie out of a bottle, summoned by the touch of a knife. Or are there other reasons why he haunts me again? Probably the drugs are still coursing through my veins. You're also here. After all, he's been held by that psychopath too. Dave asking for help telepathically? No, Karen. You're also here, Dave. Somewhere in this building, maybe alive. The real me? The one you let down? What a meeting this will be. I can't wait. Will you forgive me? I'm not the one who should answer that question, little one. Just him. The real, live Dave. Anyway, you'll see for yourself soon enough. It all depends on whether you've learned my lesson. That's right, Karen. Did you get it? Are you sure? Or perhaps you want to present a different opinion and justify your behavior. Explain why you broke the rules. We'll see. He's gone. The door leads to the next room. That's probably where Murphy has his office. It would be quite natural and obvious for him to keep me close to his burrow. After all, even though he's the top guy here, it's still a military facility, and some things need to be kept secret. What are you hiding, psychopath? I push the door open, slip inside. I have no plans to waste any more time. I need time to look around. The sooner I find something out, the better. And I don't have much time. Murphy could come back at any time. I just realized I haven't saved the game, like, ever. It's probably a good idea if I save the game. Report Dave. Report handwritten notes in the margins. Dave Romer, white race, 45 years old. Special features none. Agency man. Dave, extremely calm. Strong, good genetic material for primal predator project. Nothing new. Well, the interesting thing is that Dave is supposed to be a material donor or an experimental object. Let's hope he's alive. Report about Jane. Jane, the first name, stable specimen of the Primal Predator Project. No behavioral design changes in 2 diurnal cycles. In the next one's increasing aggression and appetite, all according to assumptions. The specimen promises to be successful. Jane is the key. What door does she open? Let's see. Murphy's notes. Murphy's notes must belong to him. The human species is headed for imminent extinction. The lack of natural predators and threats is causing a drastic decline in the quality of individuals. Already, Hargrove's research, which noted an increase in harmful mutations, is alarming, let alone my observations. The next generation, instead of eliminating the negative traits through evolution, further reinforces them. More and more defects appear. Damaged individuals still retain reproductive capacity. That does not make me optimistic, given the lack of threats. We are facing extinction in the future, unless the qualitative evolution comes back into favor again. The Primal Predator Project looks very promising. I have no idea what he's referring to, but it doesn't sound optimistic. More like the dream of a sick madman. What have you done, man? What cataclysm have you unleashed? And more importantly, how can I stop it? Random pages stained with sauce. Usually my nose told me they were interesting and important finds. I reach for the first one. The sheriff continues to push for my part of the deal. How much simpler it would be if he just needed the money. But no, he wants political support. We'll continue to stall. He shouldn't make trouble. In a few months, it won't matter. I doubt he will survive the first few days of the experiment, not with his condition. I didn't really understand much, except that nothing good is happening here, and that in a few months, it will be even worse. What does that even mean? What could be the password here? There is only one attempt. I feel like we need to guess a couple times here. Primal Predator, PPP project, Predator project. Let's try Primal Predator. Hey, we got it, you know. Bingo! Agency assignment sent a year ago. What does it involve? Development of a remedy for combat purposes that enhances physical traits for soldiers on the line of duty. Enhanced perception, pain resistance, and physical characteristics. Damn, this connects Murphy and the agency, but why did they split up? What had driven them apart? Could it be that Murphy had stopped being obedient after all? It looks like that. He got the military, an unlimited budget, and had his brain and as many research objects as he needed. It doesn't look good. I have to get out of here as soon as possible and notify the agency. They will fix what they broke, even if someone's head has to fly. Whatever this project is, it is the work of a madman, a man who will go to any length to achieve his sick goal. I know I have to stop Jane, otherwise it will start with her. Evolution, forcing humans to fight predators. Murphy wants to bring the apocalypse upon us. A growl jolts me out of my thoughts, low, scratchy, terrifying. I freeze, turning around slowly. In front of me, barely a few feet away, stands a dog dripping with saliva and growling. On bent legs, it looks pretty damn aggressive. Oh crap, I didn't see that coming. Push him away, kick him, use the knife. This boy is a big boy. That dog's head is bigger than my head, and the last thing I want to do is kill him, but the animal proves too strong. One slam and my hand is gone. Blood crushes from a destroyed limb. I did not even choose that. Hold on. Hold on. I honestly did not choose that. Okay, let's skip this. That was not... Okay. I'm using the knife. I reach for the knife, the last thing I have left. The distance is what matters. You have to be sure, determined, don't hesitate, and you'll do it. Is that clear? It's getting closer. I can already smell the stench from its mouth. The saliva is flying in all directions on my face. I elbow his jaw, stab him in the eye, confidently, just like the mentor taught me. I leave nothing to chance. How could I? The animal falls dead, breathing a sigh of relief. I shake myself off. Now, Dave, he's probably over there where the research material is. Research material, living people on whom this psychopathic bastard is testing his sick theories. Let's hope it's not too late. I dread this conversation. I'm walking, it's getting dark, my head is spinning again as if someone put me on a merry-go-round. I struggle to keep my balance. Everything is so blurry, unreal, and distant. I freeze, looking at the helpless body whose life is escaping. Try to save her, yes please. I press my hand against the wound to try and stop the blood. She looks up and raises her hand, and immediately it falls down. The breathing stops. In my spirit, I scream with rage. It's my fault. The girl lies in a pool of her own blood next to her barely a meter away. The father, the target, now dead with his head smashed in. He doesn't seem so scary at all, just an ordinary man. There is a sadness written all over his face, grief. These are human reflexes. It's hard to think of him as a cold drug baron now. I'll make this scene look like a suicide. He overdosed on drugs and shot the kid, and then, unable to stand it, he shot himself in the head. That's how the police will understand it, and the journalists, the story will get better. No longer a gang tussle, but a tragedy. And a warning about dope. No one will hold a grudge, right? You deserve the knife. You accomplished the mission. Did I do a good job? I thought it would be worse, much worse, that he would start screaming, yelling, although that's not like him. He's so damn calm, like a sphinx. You broke the code. I know what I read on the record. Shooting a child, staged suicide. Clever, isn't it? Great stuff for the papers. It didn't come out too bad. Why doesn't he praise me? The end does not justify the means. The code stands above all else. It's over, Karen. You've chosen your path. Good luck. I'm disappointed in you like I've never been disappointed in anyone before. I mean, it's not like she killed that kid on purpose. I feel like he's being a little too harsh. And yes, he did the suicide. She did the suicide thing, but that was after. Like, that's afterward. I half sit in the hallway with my back against the cold wall. No one has found me, but it's barely been a few minutes. Somehow, it's empty here. After my last conversation with Dave, he never spoke to me again, although we continued to work at the agency. The gaping wound still hurts. Every day, every door I pass is labeled with the name of the research object, and finally I find the right one. Dave Romer, experimental object number 15. The date of the substance was last introduced 3 days ago. The damn psychopath, that thing. That's the thing about geniuses. Little chance of finding a normal one. I push the door and step inside. I'm afraid of what I might see. I don't have a way out, though. What I see, this weird, twisted figure, it's not. It can't be Dave. I'm frozen, but the facial features match. He looks like a degenerate, sick version of Dave. I cover the cage back up with a piece of curtain out of respect for Dave. I prefer to remember him as he was, not as he is now. Hurt. Oh, little one, what are you doing here? Dave, wait, I'll set you free. No, don't do it. You can't do it. You mustn't. He is clearly shocked, as he never was. That is not how I remember him. Where did the calm go, even in the worst of trouble? Why? Why can't I help you? Something was done to me, this Murphy. He breaks off. It's hard for him. His voice is breaking. It's like he aged a decade in an instant. I want to comfort him, but I know I'm not supposed to. That psychopath, what did he do? He injected me with something. It's dangerous. Do not, under any circumstances, open this cage. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. You're still dead to me. Doesn't he know? Doesn't he not want to see me, or does he want to protect me? I have so many questions. I let you down. I screwed up our relationship. I broke the code. I can finally admit it. I let you down, Dave, I know. Since that night, not a day goes by that I don't analyze it. I still bear the penalty for that in my mind. I told the truth. The girl still haunts me day after day. The code cannot be broken. I did it. Once. Since then, I've lived by the rules. I follow them. What do you want, little one? Forgive me. What I've long dreamed of, redemption. Forgive me. Just like that, the rules cannot be broken. No, I can't do that. Not because I don't want to, but only because you can't forgive yourself. This is my last lesson. If you're ready, then do it. But I have no place in all of this. I'm already dead. I kneel by the cage. I reach for the knife. I touch the blade in my hand. It reminds me of who he once was. That's how I want to remember him. Brave, responsible, a man who never wavered. Yeah, when I gave it to you, I was someone else. Now, don't waste your time. You were supposed to tell me a story, Dave. I'm not going to be blown off so easily. He sighs, nodding his head. The agency sent me because Murphy stopped listening to them. They suspected he was doing something on the side, but the truth is different. Worse. I found a girl who ran away from here. A grimace appears on Dave's face. He clenches his teeth. He presses his hand to his side. Jane, more like she was released. Murphy created something that turns people into monsters. Not everyone. Some die right away, but those... I don't know how it works. Don't ask. The chosen ones can infect others. Did the government order it, or the agency? I don't know. Probably not. He probably used their resources and acted alone. I don't know what his plan is. All he's doing are injections. I've seen it on others. It's about to turn into a monster. Get out now. I can't be helped anymore. What else do you know about the project? Thanks, Dave. I'll save you. I want to save Dave. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sure there's something I can do, Dave. I won't leave you. I'll save you, even if I... He cuts in, angry, and clenches his jaws. Risk the mission. What are you talking about, girl? You have no idea what's at stake. Leave me alone and do what you can. Inform the agency of everything, and that this is most important. Okay, I'll just let you go. He grabs at the bars, brings his head as close as he can. You're so stupid, Karen. Bloody stupid. Can't you understand that I can't be helped? Kill me or give me the knife. If you really understand the rules, you will shorten my suffering. Oh, man. Do I kill Dave? He's infected with a zombie virus, basically, right? So, can I heal him? You know what? Let's save it here just in case. Maybe we want to go back and see if we can somehow do something. I actually want to release him. We're gonna try releasing him real quick. I ignore what he says, and in the end, I know he will sacrifice himself for the mission, but he doesn't have to. I'm sure there's a way to find the antidote, and if not, the agency will help him. They won't leave their best man behind. I have to take him. The cage opens and Dave changes. He's no longer human. I see the same thing in his eyes that I saw in the eyes of the dog, fury. He throws himself on me, and my consciousness disappears. I'm dying. The worst part is that he was right. I had to try to release him. I had to try. I had to give it a shot, 'cause he's my boss and a mentor of my life, and a do-dee-dee-doo. Alright, I guess we're killing him then. Should I kill him? Well, there's no way to rescue him. It's not revenge. It's a gesture of mercy, a humanitarian act. Dave, I need your absolution. I won't forgive you. It's just the way people are. Their paths diverge, whatever they do. The kind of person you are. It builds you up. If you're ready to understand, that my approval doesn't matter, but what you think. Then you are equal to me. With a quick motion, I drive the tip of the knife into his heart. Dave goes limp, dropping to the floor. I wipe the blade. You're right, Mentor. Only I can make peace with my fate, no one else. In the corridor, I feel something under my eyelid. Karen, you never cry. I'm free now. I know I did the right thing. I know things won't always work out, but I take strength from myself. How do I get out? It's a military base after all. The soldiers don't know what's being created here. Most likely they will have a problem with the plan of destroying the world. So I have to find a commander, but first the agency. It's going to be tough conversation, but now I'll sneak through the gate, call outside the base, get permission from the agency, and catch Murphy. And after that, Jane. All that talking. Hey, stop or I'll shoot. Shit. Still, I'm not as damn fit as I thought I was. I put my hands up. It's that idiot from the bar, out of the frying pan and into the fire. I can explain everything. Doll from the bar, what are you doing here? He's experimenting on people. I'll try to explain what this whole game is about. Maybe he'll understand, or maybe he won't. Lots of question marks, but it's worth the risk. Do you know what's going on here? What that psycho is doing? Dr. Murphy, research, but hey, tell me what you're doing. I have to report this. He's experimenting on people. He's creating a disease that he wants to release. He raises the barrel so that he's aiming straight at me. A strange shrill growl interrupts our lovely conversation. It's that dog again, the same one, but I killed that creature, and I can even see the wound, and yet it stands panting with its open jaw. What the hell? Shoot it. It falls with its head nearly split open, paws twitching. Fortunately, the rumble of the gunfire blends with distant explosions. A military base, a training ground. What was that? the Murphy experiment. I already killed him once, but I don't think he's going to stand up now. So shall we bury the hatchet? Because if we don't, the same thing will happen to humans. Thomas nods. I have to report this to the mountain, the major, and about Murphy. Over the radio, he ordered that the lab door must be guarded and that no one was allowed to get past it. He's about to go into town. I'll lock you in his trunk. That's the fastest way to get out of here. What about you? Report to the top. Good luck. We'll take care of it. Thomas opens the trunk. He looks around, but no one's in sight. I'm about to get in. The phone rings, an irritating, annoying ringtone. I reach into my pocket, an unknown number. I feel my hands sweating. Instinctively, I press the green button. Yes, hello? You again. You saw him. You saw what was waiting for you. Nothing else. No one else. I'm trembling. Dave, what was done to him was absolutely inhumane. Dave didn't deserve this. Dave, how dare you wipe your mouth with his name? He was a much, much better human being than you are. I hate you so much. What? He didn't deserve it. Yes, Karen. He didn't deserve it. Of course he didn't deserve it. You're the one who failed. You're the one who didn't save him. And you could have. If you'd hurried up, be better, maybe he'd have a chance, not end up the way he did. She's right as usual. The stupid old woman I want so badly to get out of my head. I press the red button. The connection is cut off. I stand panting heavily. Are you alright? He seems concerned a lot. Well, my behavior was certainly out of the norm. I stand waving my arms. Yes, you can go now. Thank you for your help. That is something I have to face on my own. See, I kind of feel like I should go back to that door slamming, engine roaring, we're on the way. It's dark and uncomfortable, but I'm alive. Fortunately, Murphy prefers to get things done in the city more than to get me. It is some consolation. Are you leaving, Doctor? Where to? To Grayville. I'll be back in an hour or two. Watch the lab soldier. Yes, sir. It's so good that he's on my side, though we have a rough start. Nothing brings two people together like a common enemy. The car goes over bumps softly. At least I've regained my senses. My head isn't spinning so much either. Murphy, he's talking to someone. Yes, I have your people. Did you really think that those lousy two would stop me? You're like children in a fog. Anyway, thank you for the funds. I put them to good use. And as for your people, I'll send them back in boxes soon. Son of a bee. He's way overconfident. But lo and behold, the car is already stopping. I'll wait a while, and then I'll be free. Yeah, the parking lot. I was betting I'd end up either here or outside the hospital. Anyway, very well done. I'm about to get my car back and call the agency, but first the keys. I see the silhouette of the sheriff's office. It's worth eavesdropping on them. Maybe Murphy will say something that will help me. Hey, where did you come from? You weren't supposed to be here. He picked up the perfect time to show up, damn jerk. I came for my car. I was supposed to pick up my car, so here I am. I'll pay you what you want. Give me the keys and I'm out of here. Wait, you're supposed to be in military custody. You're a damn spy. You must be mistaken. I was in the motel, curing a hangover. Look, can we make a deal? He shakes his head negatively and reaches for the radio. I have no choice. It will hurt, but he wanted this himself. Clenching my hands into fists, I lean forward. I throw myself at the deputy, knocking him to the ground. He is startled and tries to defend himself, but extremely clumsily. The revolver flies out of his holster, landing well beyond the reach of our hands. He reaches for my throat, but I break the grip with no problem. He ends up with a knife to his neck. The situation got a little complicated. He is helpless, terrified, completely at my mercy. The keys. Give me the keys. He hastily reaches into his pockets, pulls out a familiar bundle, and tosses it onto the heated asphalt. Don't hurt me. Man, this guy has been a constant thorn in my side the entire time I have been doing this. And quite honestly, like, I don't want to be like that kind of a guy, but this guy has literally been the absolute worst. And part of me says to kill him, but I'm just gonna stun him. I can't shoot him, not here at least. That would be way too loud and draw too much attention. My gun with a silencer is in the trunk of the car, one problem at a time, Karen. I handle it discreetly. I punch him in the temple, just like I was taught. He faints. I have a moment to tie him up. The rope in the glove box. Murphy's He's so predictable. Yeah, he's a goddamn criminal genius. I pushed Brock in the trunk. He's heavier than he looked. Until next time, you son of a bee. The gag holds tight. He won't scream when he wakes up. I just hope Murphy will be as delighted with the joke as I am. Brock is a memory already now. The car, or maybe before. I look at the office. A warm light emanates from inside. I can almost feel it pulling me like a moth. I sneak under the window before I make sure no one is left in the parking lot except for the contents of Murphy's trunk. I hear raised voices. I think they're arguing. I cautiously look inside. The sheriff looks furious. This is the last time I'm telling you, Murphy. I will not wait indefinitely for you to fulfill your deal. Do you understand? Look, everything takes time. Wait a little longer, Hal. Time. You've been deceiving me for months. I'm still supposed to help you. Take that strange girl to the hospital. Track down the next one who shows up at Grayville. Take her car. I did everything, damn it. Can't you see that? Yes, that was necessary, Hal. You did a great job. I have no idea. I don't want to know what you did to her, Murphy, but I need you to help me, because if you don't, everything I know will end up in the press. National press. Be reasonable. I'll get it done, but you don't want to confront me, my friend. You have 1 week. I want an endorsement. A week? Okay. I'll collect favors. Someone will get back to you soon. A quarrel? How interesting. Good to know that Murphy might be in trouble. Just, are you sure? A lot can change in 1 week. I did everything for you. Just keep that in mind, and I remember everything. Well, our sheriff is playing blackmail. The conversation seems to be ending soon. I have to act, and quickly. It's time to take the car. It feels good to collapse into a familiar chair. I reach into the glove compartment, and my hand freezes in mid-motion. Why, Karen? Why? They're not here anymore. They ran out recently. He'd have to get new ones, and there's no time for that. Anyway, at this hour, the local pharmacy, well, perhaps in the hospital, the 2 birds with 1 stone. Now I have to make a plan. Priorities, Karen. Priorities. Jane or the agency? What to take care of first? I gotta call the agency. Phone call to the agency. Yes, I should report there. I just need to find a place to stop. This roadside looks good, and no one is chasing me, which is a plus. I reach for my phone and dial the familiar number. The signal goes on and on. Finally, a familiar voice picks up. Stamp. What's this silence supposed to mean? You blew the deadline. You were supposed to call at the appointed times. Murphy hosted me, but I got out. I have some important news. I know Murphy's plan. You guys are more in trouble than you thought. Agent Stamp, you're forgetting yourself. No, you're the ones who forgot yourselves. That psychopath tried to kill me. He drugged me and almost hung me. He's a sick man, but he knows what he's doing. What did you find out? It's the Primal Predator Project. Murphy has created a project called Primal Predator. It targets all of humanity. It's a freaking lunatic's plan, but it seems viable. What do you plan to do? Man, honestly, I don't really know which one to do. I feel like, I know from the previous story that Jane gets away anyway, and I don't get her. So let's go after Murphy. I have to find and capture Murphy. He knows the most about this disease. Disease? Explain. Explain what the disease is. What this psychopath did. I saw how it worked on the dog in Ancient Romer. The dog that Murphy was breeding attacked me. I killed the creature with a knife, and I checked. No pulse. Then it got up. It came to life. Still aggressive, but it took a whole magazine of lead to stop him. This thing that it created makes the aggression intensify, and I don't know what to call this revival. What about Agent Romer? He was in a terrible condition, and it was injected with that drug. I fulfilled his request and shortened his suffering. That's what he wanted. After investigating this disease, you will support my actions. Alright, act according to protocols. And then there is silence in the receiver. Yeah, damn Murphy, he needs to be stopped, although it doesn't seem like the sensible thing to do. Well, Karen Stamp likes a tough challenge, like this one. Well, I have to go back to the sheriff's office. Hal Gifford isn't as good-natured as he looks. I'm pushing the gas pedal. At least the agency knows what's going on. I can count on them to help me. That's my hope. They won't leave me, after all. I'll avenge Dave. This will give me closure, and I will defeat the one who defeated my master. The sheriff's office is growing in size. Murphy's car is still standing. Alright, maybe no one noticed that my car disappeared. I stop at the end of the asphalt. I glance around the building. One shadow outside the window, Murphy. I recognize the stocky figure. His gestures, okay, that means they're in. I reach for my gun, push the door, and enter the familiar office, and then embrace what I was missing on the outside. Just one voice. Murphy was talking to himself. I thought Hal was in the study. Behind me, I hear the creak of a door closing. Why don't you make yourself comfortable, girl? Looks like you're not going anywhere. They got me. Well, well, well. I know you escaped from the base. It's already been reported to me. You made quite a fuss, little girl. My people are now in custody. Finally, some good news. Things not going according to your plan. Surrender Murphy. Things not going to your plan. I smile slightly just because Hal has me at gunpoint doesn't mean anything. I finally messed up Murphy's formation. For how long? Good question, which I have to answer, but not yet. I think your plan just backfired. Isn't that what you expected? Murphy smiles slightly. Oh ho, I told you whatever happens, I'm prepared. Did you forget? You can't beat me that easily. It doesn't matter, not even the slightest. How does it not matter? You will tell me yourself how to stop this. He shakes his head negatively. With his hand, he encourages the sheriff. The man visibly confused. Hal, take care of the lady, only effectively, my friend. What? Hey, I didn't sign up for this. You didn't say anything about killing, especially women. Chauvinistic remark, but I'd better keep quiet. Especially since it's working in my favor. Hal, think logically. That little bee knows about our partnership. What do you think she'll do if you let her go? Will she go to Canada? Do you want her people on your ass? I don't know. He hesitates. I have to take advantage of this, and I need to do it now. The agency knows everything anyway. You're not going to do it. Murphy is using you. Murphy is using you. Let's do that one. He's just a puppet in Murphy's hands. The question is, does he realize? I will try to sober him up. Murphy's using you, Hal. He's just acting. You don't know what he's going to do. Whatever he promised you, he won't do it. He wants to release the virus. Hal looks confused at me, then at Murphy. Doesn't look like he trusts him implicitly. Probably had some suspicions before. Hal, she will say anything you want to hear, but I'm the one who can help you, not someone who will land you in jail. By the look on the sheriff's face, I know that he's made up his mind. The sheriff pulls the trigger. Not what I was hoping for. I'm dying. Murphy won, and nothing hurts more than this damn realization. I should have chased Jane. I can't win that psychopath, not on his turf. I want to try it again. Hold on. Let's try it one more time. Alright, let's try Surrender Murphy. I don't think he has a chance. I've won. Now you'll be mine. I hope you get this easy. Give it up. I know about Jane. I know about what you're planning. Let's see. I can't be stopped. He shakes his head. Take care of the lady. The agency knows everything anyway. It's time to tell the truth. The agency knows everything. If you want to get out of this, you can help me, Sheriff. Otherwise, you can say goodbye to your freedom. Agency, who are they? Don't listen to her. In her situation, I'd say any bullcrap. You know what you need to do. I don't like the look on the sheriff's face, so that one doesn't work either. Alright, so let's try one more way. Let's do Surrender Murphy, and then we'll skip. And then we're going to do You're Not Gonna Do It. And I'm dead again. There's only one more option here, as far as I know. One more option. Murphy is using you. Wow, man, that does not work out any way you play it, does it? Alright. On our way to get Jane. So, Jane, time to go. It's getting late, and the agency isn't going to wait around forever. What's my plan? Well, that's a very good question, Stamp. What's the plan? I can't even smoke, and I need to so badly. I know that Ellen, the sweet nurse, will be starting her shift soon. She was lovely, delicate, and so wonderfully flavorful. Well, I guess I'll have to use her now. If I dressed up as her, it might work. We're similar in height and body shape. I don't think I see any special obstacles here, pretending to be a nurse. Good thought. So the plan created itself. Patient's condition improving. How are you feeling? What's your name? How can we help you? Medication works well. Motor skills normal. Damn it, she bit me. She's furious. Someone get her something to calm her down. Jesus, it hurts. She bit into the meat. Well, he's infected. I can already see the hospital wall approaching, bright glass building, a police car under it. Hal had to send someone to watch the girl who... I don't know that yet. I park on the side of the road so I can get back to my car quickly. With Jane, then the agency, and get out of the car, look around, but Ellen's car isn't here yet. She should be here soon. Then, well, yeah, well, let's see each other again. Tires squeal, police car pulls into the parking lot. Shit, another. It's Jill. What is she looking for? Well, yeah, me, obviously. After all, no one here is as interesting as a stranger from the big city. She clenches her teeth and moves toward me. I have a little problem. Her guy is cute, gagged in the trunk of a psychopath's car. But does she know that? She's not pointing a gun at me. That's a good sign. Hey, you, stop. But I'm not moving. Just reach for the gun. I have a silencer screwed to the gun. One shot, and Jill lies dead. But what if the sheriff sends someone else, or if he gets here himself? By now, they probably know I ran away. They might think I ran away to wait for the agency to help. They might think I'm looking for a way to get Murphy himself. They also will have soldiers on their heads soon. If Thomas made it out, I hope he was damn convincing. Well, I have to get rid of Jill. What do you want? Look, I don't have the time. I'm busy. You know, Jill, I really don't have the time right now. I'm busy. I glance back at the hospital. Still no sign of Ellen's car. At least that's a good thing. I wouldn't forgive myself if I missed it. Jill doesn't look particularly convinced. Okay, tell me where my guy is. Your guy? Great question. Ask him yourself. I can't really tell her the truth. The whole parking lot situation. I crossed the line there. On the other hand, I don't really need her to be happy. She's just a stupid woman. I'll play hard. Your guy? What am I, a watchman? Ask him yourself. As for me, he can be anywhere as long as it's far away from me. Suddenly, she makes a more serious face. I can't get in touch with him. She's really concerned. Didn't you see him? She's no longer a pissed-off cop, but a lost girl. I must say something. Find out where his car is. I have a good advice, you know. She looks at me trustingly like a puppy waiting for a reward. Now she's no longer a cold, fierce servant. She's just a regular girl who's worried about her guy. What is it? Can you help? Why don't you check out where his car is? From what I can remember, he doesn't part with it. Jill nods her head. I guess the advice has been effective. Okay, I'll look for it. Haven't you seen it somewhere? What do you want me to say? Check the parking lot at the police station. He was driving somewhere. I haven't seen it. Check the parking lot at the police station. I'll drop her a little hint. Maybe she'll use it. She's probably not going to get me anymore because before she can get back, I'll be far away. With Jane already under the safe keys of the agency. Why don't you check by the sheriff's office? I think I saw a tow truck there. Thanks. You're not that bad after all. Oh, yes, you are certainly right, Jill. I'm a lovely angel flying merrily on my fluffy wings. I'm all alone except for Ellen. She should be here any minute. How should I approach her? What should I say to make her believe me? How should I behave? The story I have, it's not very believable. It sounds like a damn fairy tale. And I know how Ellen cares about other people's lives. She's a good girl. Jill's not here anymore, and I'm still waiting, looking at my watch. Sweet Ellen. We have had a fun evening. It's true that I left early in the morning, but that shouldn't change anything. We agreed on a one-night stand, and that's what each of us got. The roar of an engine, the familiar shape of Ellen's town car. There she is. I watch as she parks on 2 tries. She is nervous, but her hand's shaking as she closes the door. She's on her way to the hospital. Damn, she's so pretty. And I'm about to lose my chance. I have to do it. I have to break her heart, otherwise all is lost. I clench my hands into a fist, and I stand up. Hey, Ellen, hold on a second. She stops, startled mid-step, turns uncertainly towards me. Unwariness is painted on her face. She smiles slightly and sincerely. Hey, are you still here? I thought you took her and disappeared. Yeah, I thought so too. Things got pretty damn messed up. Are you coming with me? I'm just about to start my shift. I'm glad you're here, even though I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. Well, yes, good point. Can we talk for a minute? I won't take too much time. She hesitates a moment, but finally nods. She is so damn trusting. I have a gun hidden in my pocket. It's not the last thing I want to use today. It's the last thing I want to use today, but no one says I'm not prepared. I'll try to be more gentle. After all, she is Ellen. What's this about, Karen? Something happened, right? I don't know if she read it from my voice on my face. Yes, something happened. I was kidnapped. Let me start with the truth. What happened during those several hours? I'll tell her almost everything. I was kidnapped and was held in the laboratory. The scientist from here, Murphy, you probably don't know him, but he was one hell of a dangerous guy. He works with the sheriff. Ellen interrupts me. She takes a step back, squinting her eyes. Look, what you're saying is very strange. Are you on something? I'm not going to judge you. Of course, the fact that I'm stoned is far more likely than the fact that I'm telling the truth. You have to believe me, Ellen. You have to. The sheriff, Murphy, they have a weapon. What kind? Is that so important right now? A biological, damn dangerous serum. Turns people into monsters. Actually increases strength, but takes away senses. These are fairy tales. Really, I don't think you're very well, Karen. Maybe I can help you at the front desk. I can't go to the hospital like this, not in this outfit. I'm sure the guard is serving Murphy. They won't let me in. He must have my description. No, Ellen, this is going to sound very strange, but I can't go there. I can't look like me. What do you mean? I want to prevent very bad things from happening. You have to believe me, without asking more questions. I want to dress up as you. What do you mean, like me? You know, we're pretty similar. With your wig and your clothes, if I'm quick enough, hardly anyone will know it's not you. You'll have your stuff back in half an hour. You're not serious, are you? Is that a joke? Listen, I have to go. I wish it was a joke. It was nothing more. I have to start acting. Starting from now. Let me tell you more about it. I'll give you more details. Simply put, maybe that will do something. Ellen, here's the deal. If I don't dress up as you, I'm not going inside. The guard won't let me in. He knows who I am because the people from the base are chasing me. Some of them are. I want to stop what's about to happen here. Believe me, Ellen. It's going to be a disaster. The worst the world has ever seen. It will involve more than just Grayville. But the whole world? Oh my, Karen. No offense, but you sound like a crazy person. Seriously, you're a pretty weird person. I like you, but that doesn't change anything. You don't understand me, please. Try to beg her. Try to talk some sense into her. Threaten her with a gun. Wow. Okay. Here, let's save it real quick. Let's try multiple options. Beg. All I can do is beg. All I can do is ask her, no beg her. I don't want to hurt her. Damn my weakness, but I know she doesn't deserve it. She's a good, pure girl if I hurt her. Please, I'm begging you, Ellen, let me do this. Let me go in there as you. It's the only way I can get to the girl. I see how much you care about this, Karen. I shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't. I'm going to get fired. But you told me your story, and I think you couldn't have made it up on the fly. I think you're telling the truth. I wish I would have made it up, Ellen, but if I don't get her, you won't have any job. You know that, right? Okay, I'll wait here and make it quick. Thanks, I won't get in trouble. If it helps, the password of the computer is 4 ones. You're awesome, Ellen. Now I know it's going to work. Ellen throws me her nurse's clothes and wig. She gets into the car, and rightly so, she'll be safer here than in the middle of the parking lot. Ellen stays in the car as I put her clothes on. She's practically exactly my build, so they fit like a glove. The shoes are too tight, but they bite a little, but they'll have to do. Ellen has a small foot. I take one last look at the nurse. She looks at me trustingly. She thinks I can do it. I will try with all my might not to let her down. For everyone's sakes, and that damn Grayville. So Ellen. I walked into the reception. Everything looks exactly as I remembered, and it's so damn empty. No sign of Miss Natalie, but in the front of the entrance of the hospital there was a guard, military big as a closet, extremely antipathetic looking individual. Doctor, what are you doing? Have you gone mad? Please leave him alone. Why are you biting into a... Oh. The guard looks at me carefully. Does he recognize me? Not me, actually, but Ellen. Maybe he was here before, since the previous agent showed up. That would be even a reasonable move on Murphy's part. Oh, it's you. Have a nice day. That solves all doubts. But what now? I'll try to act like Ellen. We even have a similar voice. Okay, let's get this circus started. And yes, it's you two. Always forget names. Jack, ma'am. He turns around. Stun him and hide the body, or continue the conversation. Wow. You know what? Let's do this frickin' like thief style. Stun him and hide the body. Why not? Boom. I don't want to waste the opportunity. I reach for the gun and hit him in the temple of the butt with the butt, a good measured head, and he's lying unconscious and vulnerable. I'm dragging him behind the front desk. Maybe no one will find him here for a while. Ellen was supposed to be standing at the entrance. Then there are some good chances. He's pretty damn heavy. No one in the corridor, only from behind the half-open door comes buzzing and raised voices. The operating room, too preoccupied with the patient to pay attention to me. A strong plus. For now, I'm blending into the background like a chameleon. I need to get to the main elevator. Jane is at the very top floor. The stairs, there aren't that many of them. In the upstairs hallway, I see a figure crouching against the wall. A boy is holding his arm, pours blood from it. Somewhere further away, I see a nurse leaning over a bitten child. Bitten? Damn, what's going on here? Ellen, good thing you're here. We've got a bloody mess here. You have to help. You look strange. Did you sleep badly? Anyway, listen, something has possessed some patients and doctors. I'm already on it. I hope my voice doesn't betray me. He looks up from under his squinted eyes but waves his hand away. I think he has more important things on his mind than the nurse's strange tone. Get to work, Ellen. Before I can answer him, he rushes into the nearest room. It looks like Jane is starting to get a bit of a buzz. These people, so far, they're just bleeding. They're not violent yet. Maybe I can save them, her. Maybe. Have more faith in yourself, Karen. Screams are heard from behind one door. That must be where Jane is. The drugs aren't working, damn it. What's wrong with her? I see a hat on the chair. That's what deputy sheriffs wear. It looks like Hal sent someone upstairs to watch her. But where is he now? So many people, and I'm supposed to catch her alive. It's crucial for the success of the mission. Jane must live, especially since I already see the infected. 3 men can't hold her. That girl, a girl, no. What I see is a monster, a bloody, terrifying monster, bloody mouth, long teeth. She's sitting on a living patient, ripping chunks of flesh out of him. She looks at me. No, there is no trace of humanity in those eyes. She's a monster. You can't kill her, Karen. You can't. Help me. She's eating me. Come on, Karen. I can't move. This is not how it was supposed to go. I can't help. I realize that everything has gone damn wrong. Jane glares at me, about to throw herself at me, but no, she leaps toward the window where the terrified nurse is standing. No, no, no. I throw myself at this girl. We hit the windowsill. I can feel my leg pulsing with pain as she's strong, damn strong. We last for a moment in an embrace. With all my might, I try to bring her down. It doesn't work. Jane jerks away from me. Jane, I don't think that's her anymore. She measures me with a glance. I can see her flexing her muscles. She's about to jump on me. Push her away, shoot her, make a dodge. I doubt she's gonna die from a shot, to be honest with you. Like, I don't feel like she's gonna die, so I'm gonna try and shoot her. Shoot her. I can't kill her. This will ruin everything, but I have no choice. I reach for the gun. It's in my back pocket, so close and yet so far away. Jane sees my movement. I think she knows. Maybe she has some human flashes. She throws herself at me, but before I can draw my gun, she digs her claws into my wrist. We fall through the window onto the concrete parking lot. I see her face, teeth dripping with blood. I lost. I'm hopeless. Man. I knew that was probably not the best choice, but I want to shoot her anyway. Alright, so make a dodge or push her away. Let's try push her away. I try to push her away to block the blow. I can't kill her. I can only stun her. She seems strong, but so do I. After all, I've been practicing. I try to push her away to block the blow. I think she's been waiting for this. Her muscles, they're like steel. She throws me against the window. I can't do anything anymore. I have no strength or ability. Dead again. Dang. That's not what I meant to do. Let's try make a dodge. I bend over like a coward, not an agent. I step out of the way of the virus-possessed Jane. She throws herself at the nurse. She bites her and then jumps to the window. I try to catch her, but she pushes me away. She's so damn strong, stronger than me. Whatever Murphy was trying to do, I think it worked out too well. She breaks the window because of her momentum. She jumps out of the 3rd floor. I look out after her, hoping for a broken girl below, but what I see, on all fours, she runs off into the woods. Damn, I have to chase her. Help me. There's nothing I can do. I have to run after Jane. I leave behind only chaos and destruction. I run out of the hallway and I have so little time. 3 floors and then she's gone. Damn knows what's going to pop into her head and how to approach her or understand her. I don't think it's a person, not anymore. Damn. Ellen, I was worried. We have a... Wait a minute. Hey, it's you. She recognized me. Well, what did I expect? She's a pretty damn good friend of Ellen's. What kind of game is this? I borrowed Ellen's outfit. How about I explain it to her before she alerts everyone? I think it's a good solution. I borrowed the outfit from Ellen. I had to get here. Borrowed? And she just gave it to you like that? Yes, I explained to her what's going on here. I can tell you a story too, Natalie. I think I even should. Look around, damn it. Is this normal? A moment ago, someone was killed by a bite. Gather your wits. Don't tell me what to do. Sure, because you know what to do? I look at her and shake my head. She's too proud. She won't be like this forever, for sure. What about you? You know what to do? I'm going to help these people. I'm a nurse. That's my job. Same as Ellen, who isn't here. Your job. It's all about to collapse, you idiot. Run away. And if you don't want to, look under the towel. Natalie freezes. Why are you doing this to me? I don't expect you to thank me. I don't have time. Go, go. Natalie runs down the stairs and I follow her. No one's here. The guard lies behind the reception desk and Natalie has already run out. I'm not lucky with people. I'm not having a good day. I'm leaving this bloody hospital behind me, and people bitten by Jane lose their minds much faster than she does. Is it because the damn thing has multiplied in her? That's a question for biologists, not an agent. I can only make observations. If I don't catch her, if the city doesn't close... At this rate, the plague spreads rapidly. Time to go back to Ellen and to chase Jane. Everything is going perfectly wrong. She smiles uncertainly. She was looking forward to good news. News that she will definitely not get. I don't like bad news envoy, but I have no choice. It didn't work. She escaped. She ran away. How? I'm changing. I sigh out loud. How can I correctly explain this, or maybe rather reliably? She jumped out of the window. She's strong. Stronger than I thought, than anyone thought. You have to hide, Ellen, please. She nods. At least she will be safe. I glance at the keys. We have to go. Time is running out, but first a phone call. I have to let them know. I dial the familiar number. I hear a short waiting sound, and immediately a voice comes forward. Stamp, what's going on out there? For the first time, I hear emotion in it, something that is not usually there, and that scares me. We have a problem. How serious? Do you have Jane? She escaped. I have to tell the truth, otherwise it won't work. Finally, honesty. Once I chose wrong, and I got a second chance. I can't waste it. Jane escaped. She jumped out of the window. I'm currently tracking her. She is much more aggressive than I thought. Can you handle it, Stamp? It's going to be tough. I shake my head. No point. They can't see it anyway. Can I do it? Great question. I wish I could answer, but I can't. I'll try, but she infected the patients. If I catch her, maybe they will be able to make an antidote. Is the city infected? The hospital is, but now she escaped. I hear the sound of a broken connection. Damn it, how can they do this to me? I dial the last number feverishly until I feel my hands twitch. My world is starting to spin. A lack of medication and these damn events. No wonder I keep losing contact. On the other side of a deafening message, there is no such number. I am officially out of the picture. Well done, Karen. I turn the key. I press the gas. The car roars. I pull onto the road. How do I find Jane? She's hungry. The city. She'll definitely be there. Hurry, Karen, hurry. Everything depends on it. Grayville looks normal, but Jane is so damn fast. The two people I saw were bitten. They had little contact. Where does she go from here? What does she remember from this town? The military base? The station? Bob. I have to make it on time. My head is spinning. Images fly by as if a kaleidoscope. I speed up. Buildings give way to forest. Be careful, Karen. My ear is going crazy. Suddenly, the steering wheel is slipping from my hands. It has a life of its own. Hitting the trees, I cover my face with my hands. Are you the devil? I look at the girl. I never checked what her name was. I decided that it was somehow irrelevant. I took her life, but the thought that she is nameless paradoxically makes everything easier. She's just some girl. Why does she look like that? Does she want to play? Bang, and she's dead. I can't help her. I never could. What happens? It will all be bad. Damn, how long was I unconscious? According to the watch, far too long. It's getting worse. Harder and harder. Bob, he's the one I'm supposed to find. Jane, oh shit, I hear something. I see movement further away. Silhouettes, soldiers, loud orders. Major Axelrod had to take the initiative. The soldiers are on my side, but is that certain? They won't trust me. Something is moving through the bushes. Jane? I push my way through the bushes. Sharp thorns scratch my sleeves, my face, and I am already holding a gun in my hand. Unlocked. After what I saw at the hospital, I won't let myself be surprised again. Nobody can run with their legs shot off. I see a figure at the end of the path. In this light, it seems small, too small. Stop. I'm not going to hurt you. Maybe this will help. I try to aim my weapon, but the dizziness doesn't make the task any easier. She doesn't stop. Should I pull the trigger? Whew. Well, that's a just random person. Who the hell is it? Like, I don't know who this person is. Let's, do a save. She's too far away. I have no chance of getting a clear shot. It would be pointless. I could hit a vital organ. Anyway, something is off about this creature. I reach the road. She disappears, and instead I hear screaming. I know that voice. It was Bob. Bob, help me, damn it, Karen. I can't do it alone. You have to help me. I have a gun. There are so many of them. I'll do it right away. Karen, I have to move. I have to. Are you the devil? I turn around and she's standing right behind me. She moves toward me. I run through the forest. I'm running even though I can't hear anything. The only thing that comes to me is a scream. Bob's shrill scream. I'm sorry. I stumble and fall under a tree. There's a gun lying next to me. So tempting. She stands before me. I press the barrel to my chin. I feel the cold steel so pleasantly tempting. Attract a girl to you? Pull the trigger. Like Dave said, I'm the only one who can forgive myself. I pull her to me in my open arms, and I hug her tight, not looking at how she looks. I accept who she is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I can't fix this. She disappears. I think she needed it as much as I did. Closure. I gather myself, wiping away my tears. There is a calmness in my mind. For the first time in a long time, I am truly the master of my thoughts. Where I left Bob before is now just a corpse I've seen before, and a trail of blood. I'm going to the station. Jane, gun. Bob had a gun. It will come in handy. I open the door. Inside, I don't see or hear anyone. Jane has to be here somewhere, but first I'm going to get the damn gun. I need that a lot more. I look behind the counter. Is she real? A girl, the last thing I would have expected. Hey, I'm not going to hurt you. Take it easy. I'm afraid. Easy, easy, easy. I'm not going to hurt you, little girl. Where are your parents? Uncle Bob. He's lying there. He's moving. He crawled all the way out here in the back. Bob looks terrible, but he's still breathing. But is it still him? I pull the gun in front of me. Man, they're giving me all these little things to mess around with here. You know what? Don't shoot. First rule, always have a plan for every situation. Second rule, whenever possible, be silent and listen. Third rule, don't skip a single clue. Fourth rule, if something seems obvious, it's never like that. Wait, what? Fifth rule, always show respect to the victim if you're a hunter, not the animal. Sixth rule, never show weakness. Seventh rule, never hurt an innocent person. Targets only. Why does it take me back to the main screen then? So I guess we're going to shoot him then? Because don't shoot doesn't just take me to the main screen. Is that the end? I guess that's the end. That seems like a rather odd ending. Let me verify real quick if that actually is the ending. I'll be right back. Alright, so I just verified that this is the end of part 2, so I guess this is the end. I would have expected maybe some credits or something, or maybe some sort of more of a finale, but yeah, just kind of an abrupt ending that lets us know the rules that Dave gave her. It's a very odd ending, but I fully expect there to be a part 3 eventually. So stay tuned for that. Whenever part 3 comes out, we will definitely take a look. It's already been 2.5 hours on this one. So, not bad. Actually, I looked up some other people who did this, and theirs were a lot longer, 3 hours and like 3 hours and 30 minutes, and so forth and so on. So I think I did pretty good as far as like speed goes. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when it is a horror visual novel. And as always,